Well, very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Flight Deck Sim live stream. Today is the 13th of February 2025, 3 minutes past 8 in the evening here in the United Kingdom. Back at X-Plane 12 for yet another Concorde flight. Who doesn't love Concorde? You know, Colimata have just received this an update for this aircraft. I thought, yes, let's go try this out as soon as possible. So we're doing something a little bit unconventional in Concorde today. We're flying over land. Sorry to all my Australian friends from west to east. Here we are in Perth. We're going to be flying to Cairns. I can never remember how to pronounce this place. I should have looked it up before the start of this stream. There we are. So live time, live weather. It's about 4 o'clock in the morning local time. So we're going to wake up everyone around Perth as we fly northeast, watch the sunrise in the east, and it'll be lovely and bright here as well. It's very windy, 15 knot crosswind for takeoff. Don't think we've done such a strong crosswind in Concorde before. What could possibly go wrong? Mach 2, the conventional flight time is around 4 hours and 15 minutes. Hazard a guess in chat how long you think it will take in Concorde today. I did a little test sector yesterday, ran into a few little issues with INS and whatnot, and I still think it has a few little issues in climb and descent as well with the engine management. But we'll try our best to get there in one piece. So yeah, we'll let you guess what the flight time is going to be. No, not 20 minutes, and this has been one of the moderators. Hope you're all doing well. This evening I actually thought I'd be a bit delayed today. I've had a very busy day helping out family, moving some things around in a van, so I've enjoyed driving my van today. I was a bit late returning it to the van rental place. I only got home about an hour ago, so yes, and look, I've been drinking Pepsi from the local fast food chain restaurant. Who would hazard a guess as to what I had this evening? There we are, so I'm drinking the rest of this. Here we are in chat at Domino in an hour, including acceleration and deceleration. A little bit longer than that. Cat, you got it. KFC, that is correct. I had that this evening. There's the routing from Nightbot. Harry Hibbard, hope you're doing well. Showtime, evening captain, time to annoy some kangaroos. Brilliant. Slush Puppy says, evening captain, hope you're doing well. C Cleaner, no, I don't want to clean my hard drive. You've blocked the chat window. Bye bye. No, it's going to be just under 2 hours, this flight. Around 2 hours, 5 minutes, depending on runway we're going to have in use in Cairns today. So yeah, we'll go as quickly as we can in Concorde. We've also got Lee Holcroft here, Sean Cooper, Greg Scott, Santiago Perez, good day to you. Mount 51, Cret 63, Norski, good evening to you. Michelle B is here, Daniel Noy as well, who's currently very cold, looking forward to a warm sector here in Perth. In fact, what is the temperature right now? I've not looked at anything. I'm quite underprepared for this stream. It's 18 degrees, clear skies here at the moment. Firstly, Ikri 0002, thank you very much for your £5 donation, most kind, so I hope you're doing well over in Malta.
Speedpacker 01, you are cleared to outer space. Gosh, how I wish to have time to fly that mighty piece of art. Thank you for streaming it, Captain.
Thanks, Ikri 0002. We do love Concorde on this channel. We'll hopefully get you all installed flying again at some point. Hope you've been doing very well. Ikri 0002, thank you very much for your kind donation. Tradervic, only missed 73 months as a member. Cheers, buddy. That's incredible. Fly Deck to Sim Centre member Trainer Vic with you at 73 months. Safe flying, Trainer Vic. I think you're one of the oldest members on the channel. Anyway, let's zoom on in towards the aircraft. We are on Vatsin this evening, but of course there's no events or anything taking place at this time of morning here, so I don't expect anything here. We've got Ortho 4XP, so we can enjoy the scenery once the sun rises, and the sun will rise very quickly when we start blasting Mach 2 eastbound. Oh, is that another Concorde I can see? Yes, I think someone's joining us on Vatsim Concorde, which is really cool. Giga Randy, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Dwal Flonker, hi guys. Fascinated to see good old Concorde back in the air again. Yeah, it's always a channel favourite flying this aircraft. And here it is in Alpaca Airways colours. Completely cold and dark for you to enjoy watching me set up and failing. We've got fuel to uplift as well, bags to load, and the air bridge to attach. I mean, what a beautiful machine. We've got the FT Sim sound pack installed as well for this aircraft, which really brings it to life. But yeah, it's so long, the camera can't actually fit the entire aircraft in there. Yay, Speedpacker, absolutely, Donald Mosina. Pete Tech, why is the gear down in the picture? Confusing. How do you mean the gear down in the picture? I'm not sure what you're referring to there, sir. Catherine, hello, Captain. Hope you're doing well. Trader Vic, pretty sure signed at the moment. You opened up for memberships. Trader Vic, I can actually see, I think, on YouTube somewhere the longest and serving members, and you're definitely up there, so thank you very much. Harry Hibbert, enjoying the sexy livery. Yes, we're the only airline flying Alpaca. Alpaca Airways is the only airline flying Concorde, believe it or not. Excellent, so let's now get... Oh, sorry, Peter Tech, why is the gear down in the picture? Are you talking about my Concorde stream where I might or might not have forgotten to lower the gear? I don't know. Anyway, let's zoom on into the aircraft. Oh, yes. So you can already see I've got my aviation flashlight on to get the aircraft started. I've got the plug-in Seaver INS as well, so we've got all three here, but I'm going to cheat and load these up using the flight plan function. But we'll just we'll navigate using INS the whole way. Pete Tech, yeah, I'm just being mean. I think you're referring to a stream we might have done in Concorde not that long ago. Unbelievable. Right, yes, this is the Colimata Concorde is yeah, you know, it doesn't have every single feature, I think, of the real Concorde working, but it's pretty good. I just need to disable Toby Eye Tracker, guys, because it messes up with all the camera views and controls. There we are. So yes, you can see, look, we've got the full engineers panel. It wasn't that long ago we flew the Fearless 742, so complicated panels, all modelled, all these switches work, and then we've got the first officer and captain's position. So I'll do my best to fly this as realistically as possible. Oh my goodness me, all going off here. Thomas, thank you very much firstly for your 200 Norwegian kroner. Very kind of you. Thank you very much. I'm trying to. Your first donation and a member, thank you.
Keep up your great work, Captain.
Most kind Thomas, thank you very much for your donation this evening. Hope you're doing well. Eddie Mambo, thank you for 32 months. Remember, hello Captain. My lady hates that I'm watching Flight Deck to Sim on Valentine's Eve. Well, Concorde it is. Oh no! Eddie Mambo, you're going to get yourself in trouble. That reminds me, I was hoping to stream tomorrow evening, but we might have to postpone that because we've decided not to go out for Valentine's evening, but we're going to have a meal in. So I was planning on doing a little stream in the evening. I forgot it was Valentine's Day, but she did say you can stream if you want. I said no. You know what, with baby due soon, we best spend as much time together as we can as just a couple before our little daughter arrives in the not too distant future. So yes, maybe I'll stream a bit later, earlier on in the afternoon, as opposed to the evening as I was planning. Anyway, let's now get the show on the road. So I'll just turn the music down here. Very calm and zen. So first things first, we need to get some electrical power connected to the aircraft. So the battery's over here. So battery on. 1, 2, and we'll get the external power connected. There we are. She's coming alive. Oh my days. Let's get some light in here. It's incredibly dark. So we've got the lighting for the glare shield. We'll put the storm lighting on for now because it's incredibly dark in here. There we are. Look at it all coming to life. It's such a complex machine. We better get some lighting on for the engineer as well. So we'll turn on a bit of everything. There we are. Excellent. So we're all lit up as so. Turn these up slightly. There we go. Just have to remind me to turn these down when we start the engines and taxi out. Perfect. So she's all up and running. We've got ding ding ding. Aaron Hewitt, thank you very much for your 17 months as a member. Hello Captain, hope all is well. Finally catching a stream again. Very well, thank you Aaron Hewitt. Thank you very much for popping in this evening. Chef Deck to Sim stream tomorrow. Yeah, well, Marks and Spencer's doing £25 Valentine's dine-in, so maybe I'll look at that. That's what we suggested we have. So, yes, looking forward to your catering suggestions during today's stream. Right, now I've got some electrical power connected. Let me bring up Alpaca Airways' own checklist for Concorde. So, I've done the safety inspection before the start of the stream, and now we can start thinking about this sector. So, technical log checked, ground power's on, the main batteries are on as well. In fact, we better actually decide how many passengers we're going to take. So, we do the same thing every time we fly Concorde because it's an incredibly popular aircraft. Go to not aircraft, it's flight preparation, payload manager, a full aeroplane. It always leaves one seat empty, and well, imagine they all have carry-on luggage, so I remove the cargo, which gives us a very high zero fuel weight still of 88.9 tons. And it ensures that we can land with about 45 minutes of fuel remaining in Concorde. Then that's at the maximum landing weight. Having store, thank you very much for the 8 months. Beautiful aircraft selection today, Sam. Absolutely, having store. It's an absolute beast, the Concorde. Thank you very much for your support. Now, regarding fuel, the way I work out how much fuel to take in Concorde is I do a test sector with full tanks, which is 95.4 tons, and I see what I land with. Go that way. So I did my test sector, and my block fuel will be 75 tons. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just keep reducing this until I see 75 tons. Where's the supersonic sector? There we are. So 75 tons. I might have to do quite a bit of clicking here. I should have done this before the stream. It just means I land with a realistic amount of fuel, not too little or not too much. So you can just manipulate all these until you see what you need. So 75 tons, apply. There you go, 74,842, that's fine. And payload manager, apply. So we've got... Oh, has that turned off my ground power or something? How? What? Huh? Oh, I've done something. What's happened? What? Doors are ground. GPU disconnected my GPU by doing that. Brilliant. Well, thank you, payload manager. Yeah, 75 tons of fuel. Oh, what? 95? What did I do? Don't make me click all that again. No. Oh, stupid thing. Right. Flight preparation. Fuel manager. What did I press? It's loaded up again. Right. There must be a quicker way of... Oh, look at that. I didn't know that was a thing. 80 tons. Right. That's great. I didn't know I could do that. Right. 75 tons of fuel. Exactly. Payload manager. All there. Right. Apply. What's going on? Why is that not loading the fuel? It's reset again. 80 tons. Sorry about this, guys. And it's disconnected the GPU once again. Right, let me just get exactly the right amount of fuel. I think we've definitely got the payload right. Right, always these things happen on test sectors. Let me just one more time with the fuel. Wait, no, I'm good, aren't I? 75 tons.
50, 40, 30,
Oh,
20, 10.
Thanks, Arthur. Thank you very much for the €3. I need one already.
Buy yourself a beer.
Thank you, Arthur. Beer it is. Right, I think I've done it. Back. Payload. GPU reconnect. Oh, I've never had this issue on the aircraft before. Back. Aircraft. Doors ground. GPU connected. Right. 75 tons of fuel on board. Finally. All the passengers. Stressful. Oh, thank you. Beer on the way. I'll get myself one for tomorrow. Thank you very much. Scotty 2, you're having to use the phonetic alphabet with Foxtrot this easterly in the UK. Foxtrot, right, Oscar, thanks. I don't, oh, bye. Scotty, I think you're trying to say thank you. Oh, dear. Right, first payload, then fuel. Thank you, JPF1. I'll make a note of that. Right, done. Now I can carry on with the checklist. Battery, equipment bay cooling can come on. That's here. I'll put it on auto, normal, on. There we are. That gets rid of the equipment bay cooling lights. Oxygen panel set. Drain master heaters can come on, which is up here. Just turn the music down here. Drain master switches on. Get rid of my little aviation flashlight now as well. It's still really dark. Seatbelt, no smoking signs on. That's the centre console light. Oh, I don't like that light. Oh my goodness me. There we are. That's done. Drain master switches on. I've done INS 1, 2 and 3 to align. So that's down here. Number 1, 2, 3. Air data computers on. That's on the pedestal. There we are. Emergency equipment checked. No smoking and seatbelt signs I've already done. Right, master CBs can all be turned on. Cockpit preparation complete. Oxygen check 100%. Yes, DV windows closed. Flight control inverter switches on. They are by default. We just need to make sure these guards are closed. That's on blue. That's on blue. That's on blue. Anti-stall system is on. Radio INS switches are on radio. Instrument transfer switch is set. Altimeters. There's no ATIS here or ATC. So let's just grab... Can anyone grab the METAR for Perth? Yankee Papa Papa Hotel, so everyone can see the weather. and we shall whack in the QNH now, which is 1019er. 1019er, 1019er on the standby altimeter, which is set. Audio control panel will turn on. Oh, it's really washed out bright lights, so that's on, turned up. We're on Unicom, which is 122.8. Oh no, it's going to do the upside down camera thing. No, it's not. There we are. So there's the weather for Perth, 10011. So we'll take off from runway 03 with that crosswind. Cav OK, 17 degrees. Trader Vig doesn't explain have a magic barrow key. It doesn't. You have to set it manually. Very realistic. Nav radios are set. I've got the Perth VOR active 13.7. We're going to do an omnidirectional departure. Nav lights can come on, which are up here. Brakes are in park. Throttle masters to alternate, for whatever reason that is. Ground hydraulic checkout, yellow, yellow off. That's here, yellow, yellow off. Fuel heaters to auto. 1, 2, 3, 4. Edge and recirc valves are all in the shut position. Secondary air doors to the auto position. And the batteries are already on. Now it's time to load the INS. So let's show you our routing today, which I briefly showed at the start of the stream. So the SID we're flying is an omnidirectional Perth 7 departure. It's the only one we could do because all the others are RNAV based. We're going to take off from runway 03, which is a track of 016 at 1,000 feet, but not before the end of the runway turn to assigned heading. So all our turn is going to be a right turn, taking off from runway 03. Inbound to Lakia, which is our first waypoint, and then INS waypoints are as follows. Yamho is against the along the Yankee 67 airway, and there's just a direct straight line to Lanop. We're then going to go past Ayers Rock at Mach 2. We're going to go past Alice Springs at Mach 2. Sorry, residents of Australia, and inbound to Cairns. There we are. So pretty straightforward. There's no conventional SID here, unfortunately. Now, do excuse me, as I'll show you a neat little trick regarding SEVA with the SEVA add-on. So we'll show all the CDUs, 1, 2, 3, all independently modelled and working. So if you rotate these switches here, it'll also rotate them there as well. So if I go to INS 1, see if I rotate this, it rotates this one too, which is good. Now, what you can do is go to settings. There's my flight plan. Firstly, I can align it. So if I go to present position here, if I press CDU1, CDU2, CDU3, there you go. It's completed the position alignment for me automatically. Otherwise, all you have to do is, on all three of them individually, is find your stand number, find the coordinates. So you go here, taxi, parking stand, coordinates, wherever they are. Type those in, so 3156, well, whatever our stand is, I've done already. So it just saves a little bit of time. Yes, you're cheating, otherwise I've got to do all three individually. So I've done that, but also on top of this, which I love, you can grab the flight plan, prepare flight plan for loading. First waypoint, I want it to be Lakia, all the way to Charlie Sierra. Loaded to 1, loaded to 2, loaded to 3. And I've saved a lot of time, basically. So INS is loaded, and we can sort of just do a gross error check some of these waypoints. So view sim brief OFP. For example, our first waypoint I think is Lakia, south 31.33.3. If I go to position, go to number 1. Oh no, not it's a waypoint. 31.33.3, 116.52.7. Oh no, Navigraph's in the way. I can't actually. Everything's in the way. Ah! Well, you get the idea. I've hide that, but all the coordinates are in 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Otherwise, I'd be here for another 20 minutes. But they're all loaded, 1 to 9. Just make sure that you can see there's coordinates all there, and they're all aligned. All I need to do now is rotate this to nav. Perfect, and it's even dinged to say, well done Flight Data Sim, you've loaded all of your INSs correctly. There we go, done. I don't want to see chat now. Unbelievable, said Jordan Todd. You're a cheat, he said. Hammer yes. JPF1, you can put the receivers in remote and only load the flight plan in the first. That might be easier. But now I've done all three. GameStyle, it's honestly satisfying to see how much we've automated these machines over the years. There's a charm to all this analog stuff, though, without a doubt. Absolutely. So, we've loaded the INS. Let me bring up my checklist again. That's set to nav. ASI bugs, we can just click this click spot here. There we are. So now all the bugs are set. If I dare show you on here. Aircraft, I don't want to press any of this here, but yeah, we've got all the fuel and passengers. But there's the V-speeds, that 167 V1, VR 189, V2 208. Noise is 250, so I'll do my best to maintain 250 knots or below, but I'll definitely have to throttle back because we're not carrying a full amount of fuel. Pitch index set, so we'll set an initial target attitude of around 20 degrees. VS of around 2,000 feet per minute. Clocks are all set. We're live time, so 2024 Zulu. Takeoff briefing we'll do shortly. Start clearance obtained. I'll now close all the doors. So that's going to be aircraft doors. We have to keep the GPU connected and air conditioning for the first engine start, otherwise all the doors and services are closed. Master warning test. Perfect. Hi Pete, I only tuned in to hear the boss get frustrated with INS. No, it's all good. We just loaded it quickly. It was actually the default GUI. I was getting frustrated with all the controls. Mavericks, this is your hometown. Very good. GameStyle, it'll be really fun when we eventually get to compare Boom's Overture with the Concorde. That'll be quite the technological leap. Absolutely. Adrian, are you going to be modifying the time so you can fly during the daylight? I won't need to, Adrian. We're live time. Right now in Perth. Local time is, I think, 4:30 in the morning. What is it in Cairns? 8:30? It's going to be lighting up a beautiful sunrise as we fly eastbound live time in Australia. Perfect. So, we've covered everything. Next is actually anti-collision lights on, and then start engine 4 and 1. So, it actually doesn't take, with that INS hack, it doesn't take as long to set it up. The air conditioning is pretty much automated. I'm very fortunate that I'll have the virtual engineer balancing the fuel for me, and we've already sort of covered the SID. We're going to climb straight ahead, right turn, inbound to our first waypoint of Lakia. Runway heading and tracks are set 250 knots initial pitch speed as well. So, don't forget the PA. Welcome on board, coppers. First flight from Perth to Cairns. Flight time 2 hours. Mach 2, 60,000 feet. Between 55 and 60,000 feet. Yes, excellent. Right, PA complete. With cars, as you're going to upset all 5 people living in the outback with this flight. Brilliant. Okay, let's get the show on the road. So, anti-collision light we could turn on. That's right up here. Oh no, I've forgotten my pushback. Uh-oh. There's what I made earlier. Uh-oh. Where is the better pushback? Oh, did I call it? I've realised something. I've turned down radio, and that's the voice for the pushback, isn't it? There it is. The reason I turned it off is the automatic ATIS was playing on one of my test sectors, and it was really annoying. I can't drop the droop snoot yet as well, because I've got no hydraulics. There we are. What a machine. We'll obviously do loads of external shots of our flight over to Cairns today. Trainervic and Spook, many kangaroos. I've learnt, thanks to the internet, that kangaroos are actually quite aggressive, aren't they?
Some doors are still opened, or the GPU or the ASU are still connected.
Yes, I'm
waiting for all of them closed and disconnected, then I will proceed.
Right, well I need to start the engine first then, to just satisfy the the fact that I need to start the engines with the ground power and air conditioning connected. Right, so we'll carry on with the checklist. Engine feed pumps, just make sure the throttles are idle. They are. Engine feed pumps can come on. Lots of dinging. Next, to start the engine. So air bleed controls open. Cross bleeds 1 to 4 open. Engine start number 3. Are you guys ready to start the engines? The alpaca livery suits the Concorde so well, it does look very, very nice. Sam, you should try the X-Craft's E-Jet sometimes. I know, Alex, I've been talking about this for a long time, I just haven't got around to installing anything. Right, let's start engine number 3. So starter valve is down here. Start. Remember, I'm a complete Concorde novice, I don't know anything about this devalve setting. I've done something right because we've got N2, N1, 12% N2, fuel on. Which engine was it? Number 3. There we are, let's go outside for this. Pollution! Power! Cans, thanks Charlie, cans, yes, that's the best way of remembering it. There we are, and already you can see my fuel content is decreasing by about a kilo every 3 seconds with just one engine running. Right, good start on engine number 3. Let's now remove air conditioning just before I do that though. Engine 3 condition valve on. Blue hydraulic pumps on. Oh god, which one's a blue? Can you see the colour there? I think that's blue. Yes, blue. That's a good guess. Elec Gen 3 on. Oh, where's the Jenny? I can't find the Jenny. Oh, I think it's down here. There we are. Generator 3 on. Okay, so now air bleed control we leave it open. That's a bug, so yeah, ignore that. That's an error in the checklist. I think air bleed controls should stay open. Cross bleed 3 shut. There we are. Now I can disconnect the ground equipment.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Excellent. Now I can start engine number 2, I think it is. Yeah, engine number 2. Start. Yes, crossbleed. Start. Fuel on. More is better. Tipped by better pushback. This is just excellent. It's just brilliant. Right, good start then on engine number 2. So condition valve on, crossfeed we can close, shut, yes, and we can now turn on the, oops, I think it was a bit late, the GPU, never mind. Green hydraulics on, which is up here. I think these are the green ones, yeah, green on, and generator number 2, okay. And now I think we can start the pushback. I better just have a good look around me, make sure I'm not blocking anyone. No, we're good, just going to tax in that direction. So now we can release the parking brake. Uh-oh. Start.
Round to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
There. Oh no, actually I've just realised that is the wrong direction. That was from my test sector. Good job I checked that. Better make it a longer push, just in case that Concorde's blocking me. Keep it as straight as possible, because I've had bugs with this before.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake. Starting pushback.
Bear in mind I started with 75 tons, 75,800. Yes, we're going backwards, and I can now put my visor down. Check out my droop snoot. Brilliant. Right, engine 1 and 4 start. Starting engine number 1. Or 4, I don't think it matters. I'll do 4 then 1. And 2. And 1. Which engine was it for? I'll watch one light up so you can see the EGT. Fuel flow per engine, what's that? 1,100 per hour. There's EGT. Unnecessary dings. I better actually get this trimmed down. Mind me before I take off, because I always forget this. Trim for takeoff. It's already trimmed for ground. I better do another position for the snoot. Good, that looks like a good start on engine number 4. So for this one, I want condition valve, close, 4 generator on, and then we'll do a last hydraulic system after the pushback. Right, starting engine number 1. Another Alpaca Concorde, our fleet grows! Right, starting engine number 4. 4. Which engine's not running number 1? Concerning. No, shouldn't be done. They were worried it would clip the tug. Oh, I'll be alright. Chris, I can believe it. Yeah, this thing runs on fuel reserves when it comes into approach.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
Perfect, will do. Yeah, so
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
I always mention this fact when I'm streaming. We've got a full load of passengers. To land below the max landing weight, we need to land with 22 tons of fuel. To put this in perspective, 22 tons of fuel endurance, it's 45 minutes. So when you land at max landing weight, the actual fuel left remaining is 45 minutes of fuel. It's crazy. There's just no room for error. It's crazy. Right, disconnect. We've got 4 engines running here, so on, shut, generator on, hydraulics shut. Have I got any master cautions? No red lights. I think we're looking good over there. Let's carry on with the checklist whilst the tug disconnects. So yellow hydraulics are on.
Tow is disconnected and bypass bin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Thanks, madam. An emergency hydraulic generator. It's ground bypass, that's that switch. Electric SSB close. Shed galleys and water heaters are on. Engine 1 and 2, 3 and 4 are running. Nose wheel checked. Flight controls. Let's just check the flight control indication here. Full forward. Full back. Left. You can see the elevons working off the blue hydraulics, I guess. Right. Rudders. Right. And left. They're definitely working after the issue we had with one of the streams with the rudder. Engine anti-ice is off. Engine control schedule to fly over. That wants to be set to low. Brake fans on, in case of an RTO, I guess. Hydraulics are checked, electrics are checked. Nose 5 degrees, trim set for takeoff. Yeah, I'll keep it in the green band. Ding ding, and I've burned 300 kilos of fuel. Just nose is at 5 degrees. Next is taxi clearance. We'll just pop on the taxi lights here. Better tell them I'm taxiing. So let's have a look at our routing. Perth ground, hello. It's Alpaca 1 Alpha uniform taxi to runway 03 via Alpha. Perfect. Great, we'll do the rest whilst taxiing out. Enjoy the sounds of Concorde as we make our way out to runway 03. Just turn up that sim here. Right, parking brake released. Here we go. We're moving. Perfect. Dome off, thanks.
This is our back 11.5
Let's-
to
where is the dome? Was it this one? Yeah, but I've got a lot of background lighting here on. I turned on so many light switches, it's unbelievable. Oh, that sound is just terrific. We're heavy. About 20 tons more fuel we could have put on, but we ended up holding for about an hour in in Cairns, yeah. Bone King, yeah, night lighting and explain better than Microsoft Flight Sim. Yes, significantly better.
Hold it short, Charlie 111.
I'll do a little taxi pass once we get on the straight line. This sound pack's brilliant. Perfect, so coming up to Juliet 1. Ground speed's down here, 13 knots, don't want to go too fast. And we're going to go in a straight line here to cross this runway. This is the shorter runway, 0624. That was an aircraft there, but it's just a light. Remember, the nose wheel is significantly behind us. You want to overshoot those turns. Perfect. Oh, there's an aircraft taxiing out over there. It's an alpaca, but they're on the other parallel taxiway via Charlie. Concorde's so good. Forgot to mention I have got New Sky up and running in the background for Alpaca Airways, our virtual airline. And bring it up. There we are, done. Don't know why it's not coming up, but yeah, it is running in the background. Oh, that's weird. New Sky's not coming up.
It's our back 11.5. See, there's no ATC requested for information. Who has the right of way? There is Concorde at this airport.
Just whoever, really. Just fine. There's an aircraft on short final. Have a little listen to this taxi pass. The only thing is these lights I'm not a fan of. These glow, the glow on this, that would look a lot better in Microsoft Flight Sim. I can't see where I'm going. I presume I'm on the taxiway still. Well, I might not be. Oh, I'm doing well. Someone's on short final for runway 03. Let's start running. We nearly burned... Oh no, guys, look, we've burned 1,300 kilos of fuel since the start of the stream. 1,300 kilos. I only had the engines running for 10 minutes. 1,300. What a beast. Right, let's run this checklist. So, taxi clearance obtained, taxi license required, engine rating mode, takeoff set. I don't even know where that is. Yeah, it's in takeoff. Pressure static. Oh no, hold on. Auto ignition, auto throttle on. Yeah. Next, I've got engine fly rating climb, which will be pressure static heaters on. There we are. ADS engine probe heaters on. Yeah, they're all on. Engine 4 N1 takeoff limiter is set to 88% by default. D-air tanks. These are the ones I always forget. So on. on, and there's some others which need to be turned on somewhere, and I never remember where. So much stuff I don't know about this thing. Inlet valves in auto, I think they're all in auto by default, great. Like I said, they've got like a virtual flight engineer here. Briefing takeoff data complete, transponder set, so 2000 on and altitude reporting. Next will be takeoff clearance. Ragnar is gonna keep the window open. No, I've closed the window. Or do you mean the checklist? The checklist will be closed. One, I'm not using it. Perfect. Oh, I've got a bit of a crosswind here. So we'll have a look on that. So there's quite clearly a traffic on. There's some traffic short of final. So let's just turn on traffic briefly. There he is. And then someone there waiting for departure. Well, they could go first. Oh, look! They actually have a Concorde as Concorde. That's really cool. You can have to decide on a flight program. Yes, try Flight Simulator or X-Plane, something like that. I think that person's holding short. Well, they can go first, because I've still got to... well, I'll overtake them. Just whoever that is, go for it. So I need to wait here and do my takeoff briefing. Oh yeah, Navigraph.
Okay, thank you, Concorde co-pilot. I will line up and take off runway 3. I'll pack 11.5, thank you.
Brilliant. So you can see I've massively overshot the line because the nose wheel is behind us. So by doing that, I can stay on the centre of the taxiway by the time I straighten up. Yeah, actually, I'm slightly left of the line. Perfect. Actually, when I brake, I don't know what it is, but it moves this brake to the brakes position. It's like the emergency brake. Right, let's just run this checklist then. So, briefing takeoff data complete, transponder set, takeoff clearance obtained, landing lights on. And then I need to put the parking... I need to line up, set the parking brake, turn on the takeoff monitor, make sure the reheats are on, which they are already. So my reheat checklist. Yeah, shortcuts on. Cool, they're lining up quickly. And we are clear to the right. Good. Well, now that pilot is blind, yes, I have turned on all of my lights. Perfect. So we're left with 75 tons of fuel. We burned 2 tons of fuel sat here. Right. Perth traffic Alpaca 1 Alpha uniform lining up 0320. Right, I've got no master cautions illuminated. So take off in Concorde 321 now. Rotate when it calls rotate. Pitch up to maintain initially 20 degrees and it'll accelerate to 250 knots, and then we'll make a right turn inbound to our first waypoint using INS. It's a bit lumpy this runway with all... Oh my goodness me. Where are you going? That 7.3's over there. I don't know where they're going. Look at the textures on this runway, super realistic. I don't like that braking, that noise. Oh thanks, yes, it's alright. Perfect. Okay. Right, I'm lined up, guys. Parking brake is now set, and then we are going to turn on the takeoff monitor. We are pretty much ready to go. So I think what happens next is when I release the brake, it starts counting down. 3, 2, 1 now. Okay, so Toga's in chat. Let's reset my clock. Reset, run. We are ready to go to Cairns. Alright, here we go.
3, 2, 1, now.
There we go. Full power. Oh yes, we've got to go outside. Oh yes! Oh yes! Yes, 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 yes. Full reheats. Look at the total contents of the fuel going down. It's 100 kilos about every 3 seconds. Oh my god, maximum crosswind, isn't it? Oh, I've got a lot of left rudder. Thanks, Jim. Oh, I've got to be inside the cockpit here. 80 knots, check.
100 knots.
I've got a lot of left rudder here. Oh, the noise outside would be ferocious. Wait, my hand should be there. No, it shouldn't be. Oh, it's a bumpy runway here.
Rotate.
Up we go. Rotate.
V2.
Oh, watch that tail. Oh, crikey. Oh, it's a bit of a crosswind. We're airborne. 227 knots. Gear coming up.
Gear coming up.
Oh, look at we're accelerating already. I'm going to have to turn the engines down already.
150 knots.
Crikey. 250 knots. Trimming.
Gear up. Tools.
I'll try and do a fly past, guys. Let me just get her in trim.
Trim setting.
Oh, I forgot to do trim for takeoff. I've already turned the reheats off. Didn't even mean to. Oh, 260. I definitely don't need reheats on. I forgot to trim for takeoff as well. Every time I fly this aeroplane.
Fuel trim to flight.
Oh, I think they had approval to go above 250 knots as well, didn't they? Right, I'm taking the reheats off. Right, so we're going to start making a right turn now. Just trimming for 250. 250.
3,000 feet.
So much power. Right, 250, I think we're almost there. That school bell sound is the trim. Right, I'm there at 248 knots. Great, now let's go. Waypoint change, 0, 1, insert. I hope that worked. I don't know if it did. I think it did. There we are, right turn. So INS now on. Just pitching for 250. I can get my visor up. It's a mechanical clunk and a half. Oh, it's like flying Apollo 11. Look at this artificial horizon. Right, I'm now inbound to my INS waypoint, 248 knots. She's beautifully in trim. Just lower that nose slightly because I'm just losing 250. Let's get back to 250 knots. Keep lowering that nose. And now she's accelerating. Okay, let's get some automation to lower my workload. So we're going to have Flight Director on. We're going to have INS. We're going to have autoquiet. I'm just going to turn on vertical speed for now to get her stabilised. Autopilot, auto throttle, IS acquire, 250 knots to the auto throttle. Oh, it's reducing a lot of the thrust there. Okay. Now she's stable. What I'm going to do, IS hold, that's fine. I'm actually going to disconnect the auto throttle. IS hold and go full power. So now it's going to pitch for 250 knots. So come on up. Nose, pitch up, pitch up, pitch up. There she goes. I definitely got the reheats off, didn't I? Yes. There we are. So, well, the autopilot's meant to be pitching for 250, but the rate of climb is slowly going up, so it will recover that. And we are routing on INS. And I don't know if you notice, look over on the right hand side. The sun is rising. Live time here in Perth. What's going on with the lights? Yeah, that's just a limitation and explain the dodgy lights. Come on, 250. I told it to IS hold at 250. It's really struggling to pitch for that speed. Right, different plan. So vertical speed. So I'm going to go vertical speed. So it's going to pitch down for 3,000 feet. I'm going to let it accelerate to 350 knots. And when I'm at 350 knots, I will press IS hold again. So we're just letting the aircraft accelerate to 350. The AOA is ridiculous. Yep, Concorde. That's what it was. It's got no flaps. So let's retract the lights, turn off the taxi lights. We want this set to climb. Engine fly rating, climb, takeoff engine rating to flight. You turn off the brake fans. And that is set to normal, auto. 344, 345, 346, 347, 350 IS halt. And that's the best econ climb speed, Subsonic. Come on, auto throttle. I mean, auto throttle, autopilot. There we are, so it's pitching up now to maintain 350. It's a much better speed for Concorde to climb at. Look at that. And we're about to waypoint 1. Beautiful. There we are, autopilot's doing a much better job. 350 knots, look at this rate of climb. So we're going to go to 28,000 feet, level off, and then we'll do our subsonic climb checklist. So I have to take off climb rate, gears up, engines checked, master warning panel is all set. We can set standard now, already above the transition altitude, so 1013 set. And we're down to 68 tons of fuel. Bear in mind we left with 75, so we've burned 7 tons. Huh. What's the vertical speed right now? About 6,000 feet per minute? 5.5? To be fair, I've done that in the 737 MT.
20,000 feet.
Checked. Excuse me as I sip on my Pepsi. I guess waypoint change worked here. There we are, yeah, distance from 0 to 1. So 19 miles, 2.3 miles to go. Let's do it. 7 tons gets you to the Canaries and halfway back. Not quite. The Canaries just about on trip. Welcome, Favera. Thank you very much for subscribing. So we've got 5,000 feet to go. So what we're going to do is go back to auto throttle hold, IS hold, so now the auto throttle is going to maintain this speed, 350, and now I'm going to go vertical speed and start reducing our rate of climb. Oh, takeoff monitor can come off. CJ, I know Concorde had a great safety record, but I can't help thinking this is all a bit hairy. Don't forget the people that actually flew this were rated on this aircraft. How long was the type rating for Concorde? It's been like 9 months or something. I'm a single pilot, a 21st century airline pilot. It's very fortunate to have a very reliable and easier to manage aircraft. 2 to go, so we'll set the rate of climb to 2,000 feet per minute. Again, this is just helpful click spots. I think in reality it was manipulated with controls down here. Fuel flow, each engine right now, 5.6 tons an hour. Cootie Fruity using any light mods? Lights on the runway looked amazing. Explain 12. Wow, Neil, double check my facts. Concorde still had to adhere to 250 below 10,000. Oh, really? Wow. They must have requested free speed where they could. I mean, we do. Econ climb speeds usually around 280, 300 knots for us. We've got out acquire on. Yeah, perfect. Giggy Randy, thank you for the 5 months. If Concorde was bought back, would you leave it for would you leave for long haul to fly it? I'd like to have a go, but again, work-life balance you've got to consider. And I would probably still fly my fleet, but I'd like a more modern, up-to-date version of Concorde. I mean, if it was made today, it would be. Just past INS waypoint 1, it's now INS waypoint 2. And we're just levelled off at flight level 280, now inbound to Yahmo. And the sun is rising. How beautiful is that? Good, right, we need to accelerate to Mach 0.95 now. So what I'm going to do is just set about 370. The throttle's going to add some thrust here. So we're doing 0.95, which is the most subsonic efficient speed. Not as efficient as flying at Mach 2 with regards to fuel flow, but there we are. Yeah, we've got when it's quiet to Dublin, you hear a lot of free speed. Yep, absolutely. Right then. There we are in the subsonic regime now, the most efficient one, 0.95 Mach, 370 knots, at flight level 280. Excuse me guys, sorry. 5 degrees nose up to maintain altitude here. And there we are. Oh, what a view. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Shame about the nav lights and these little glowy balls, that's not great, but there's Australia below. Are you guys ready to go supersonic? Let me know in chat if you are, and I shall. Ah, silence. Right then, so here we go. We'll upset several people underneath us as we're going back to. So to accelerate, what we're going to do is disconnect the auto throttle. Once that's done, apply full dry power. We'll then select max climb. We'll just set this to 60,000 feet. Remember, we don't maintain any fixed altitude in Concorde. I think the simulation of this isn't ideal. It does some random pitch changes in this process, but we've got the fuel trim all set, and then we'll put the reheats in pairs. Alright, you ready then? So what we're going to do, disconnect the auto throttle. Full power. Max climb. And then we'll put the reheats on in pairs. I think it was the inboard first, then the outer. So there's the outer. And now the inner. Power! Oh, and there we are. Passing Mach 1 already. Mach 1. There's the spike you get in the IVSI. Aircraft actually starts descending, which I don't think it would do. I'm not sure. And then we can select max cruise. I think in reality it's a lot smoother than that, but you get these sort of rapid changes here. And now she climbs. Fuel flow. It's currently 17.3 tons per hour per engine, dropping to 17.2 because obviously as we climb it gets more efficient. What's that in real terms? It's 68.8 tons an hour. Put it this way, the tanks will be empty in 50 minutes at this current fuel consumption. There we are, and then we can select max cruise. Mach 1, you've got our ground speed continuously in display there, and it's very slow to accelerate above Mach 1, but once we get above Mach 1.7, it really starts to accelerate quickly. We should get a little sonic boom now. No, not quite yet. That's what Mach 1 looks like if you were in a hot air balloon. Look at the reheats. Outstanding. Look at the sun rising as well. Mach 1.1. In fact, I think the cabin is very basically modelled. It does have one, but you do have in comfort here. Information. 318 feet. I'm going to have to get the bulbs replaced. 1 o'clock, 78 minutes, miles an hour. Jim, we need to fix that. There we are. It's got a basic cabin. Is there a throttle for the reheats or just on off? It's just on off VNAV power for the reheats. Neil, apologies, but they did get cleared to do 280 knots below 10,000, but only on ATC discretion. Okay. James, what's the lift drag ratio of Concorde? Oh, I don't know. Not very efficient at low speeds, that's for sure. Mach 1.16, just passing 400 knots indicated. We're continuously accelerating, just passing 700 knots ground speed. It's a very dull affair. When we get the reheats off, the fuel flow massively reduces. But the modelling is very good. You can see, for example, as we accelerate, you've got all the status of the engines here. You'll see the ramps change. So obviously the ramps are currently fully open, but as we get it faster, they'll need to close the airflow. The power. A little bit of a tailwind, how useful. See the engineer manipulating the fuel tanks to move the fuel around, the trim tanks to keep the aircraft in trim at all times. Ramps are fully open, we'll see those close soon. I think we'll also get above Mach 1.3, and you have these little gauges here to see the position of the ramps, which are currently fully open. And that was fully automated. I love the range estimate going down by like 2 nautical miles a second. Was it going down quite quickly? It's going down a little faster than what we're actually travelling at, yes. Oops. So yeah, we're currently 150 tonnes max, starting at 111, so we need to burn another 40 tonnes of fuel, which we'll do. There we are, so now the engineer would carefully monitor to make sure the ramps are opening, to slow down the airflow into the engines to make sure it's subsonic. So you see here the ramps slowly opening, all modelled, very nice to see. And there you go, look, ramp inner angle 1 degree, and there are the 2 little doors. And you'll see that on the external model as well. Very well modelled. Let's have a little look outside. It's a bit concerning that the afterburner glow is in the intake, but there you'll see the ramp. Certainly when the sun rises we will. Amazing. I think that was some sort of simulated sonic boom. Shouldn't happen then, though. Ferocious. Now she's really beginning to accelerate. Look at the ground speed increasing. The distance travelled as well. That's the next INS waypoint. Huh. It's about a mile every 3-4 seconds. Game sign says, so my intrusive thoughts are here. If you're travelling at, let's say, Mach 2 and you bump the controls hard over, would that be really bad? Yeah, I don't think it'll do it any good. So at Mach 1.7, turn the reheats off. Down to 58 tonnes of fuel. So we've burnt 18 tonnes of fuel since we've started. You'll see the ETA tumbling down here as well, 2255, 2254. This is what Concorde was all about. Is that actually what the passengers saw with the reheats on? Obviously I think that might be exasperated, but that's the window view. Right at the back. Actually no, I'm actually quite a bit in front of the first window. Ah, noise. Can you see the elevons moving? Is it elevons? Yes. As the aircraft turns over the INS waypoint, look. Oh! We're still in control. Oh my days, what is going on? Why are we climbing like that? That's not right. I mean, it's glued to the Mach limit. I think I could turn the reheats off now. I thought it was coming off. My days. Yeah, 7,000 feet per minute. Right, I've turned the reheats off. Definitely don't need them anymore. Is that because I was a bit late with the reheats? Right, there we are. She's stabling now. Stabilising. Over 1,000 knots. Granted, I know we were nearly ended up in space there. I not jumped into the cockpit. There you go, now the fuel flow's massively dropped as the reheats are off, so 612, yeah, 24 tons an hour, 56 on board. Still climbing really fast, nearly at Mach 2. There we are. Well, it's going to reach 60,000 feet at this rate. The maximum altitude. That doesn't seem quite right.
Passing Mach 2.
There we are, Mach 2, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mach 2 Club. Well done. Yeah, I've only got 3,000 feet to go until I reach my maximum altitude. Oh my, that would make you feel sick at Mach 2 if your rate of climb changed like that. Whoa. Crikey. And now we're descending. I think she just needs to stabilise. Okay, now we're descending, great. So this is max climb, max cruise now. It just basically maintains an altitude to maintain Mach 2.02. That's the ramjet effect, seems to be a bit overtuned. Yeah, it went, once we got about above Mach 1.7, we were off. I think it's now stabilised, he says. And we're going to see that sunrise very quickly as we're flying eastbound. There we are. Beautiful. There it goes. Now it's all stable. And now it will just basically adjust its altitude to maintain Mach 2.02. As it gets lighter, burning the fuel off, it will slowly climb again. Slightly climb a little more. But yeah, I think someone said if you get to 60,000 feet, just make sure outhold's engaged. Turn off the auto throttle. And level off and just take a little bit of the thrust off. Harry, Shampers all over the overhead bins. Yep. There we are. We're stable. Inbound to Lanop. And then just bring up the world map. Western Australia. There you go. There's Alice Springs. Before there, what built-up area are we flying over? I can't remember now. Ayers Rock, that was it, Ayers Rock. Not there's probably much there, but we'll tune up the Ayers Rock VR 17.1 so we know if we're getting a little bit close. Perfect. Trader Vic, what's your ground speed right now? 1,126 knots. You've also got the information up there. There's the distance we're travelling between the next waypoint. So we're travelling about a mile every, what's that, 2.5, 3 seconds? Bonkers. Oliver, 60,000 feet is a bit dicey. Outhold and some manual throttling back seems to sort it, otherwise you overspeed pretty quickly, or did before the update. Yeah, so what does the update do? I think, Oliver, it's just some bug fixes primarily. It wasn't a major update. But yeah, I think someone told me in the real Concorde if they actually reached 60,000, they would go out hold and just take a little bit of throttle back, but you've got to be very careful with the ramps. If you produce too much thrust, you could just basically flame out the engines. Yeah, GameStar, this boom project does seem really cool. Watched the video of its first flight where it went supersonic, and apparently they've reduced the sonic boom sound, haven't they? Flying by. There you go, that's what Mach 2 looks like, stationary. Looks like we're climbing, doesn't it? Oh look, the sun's rising. What view do you want for the sunrise? Inside or outside? Neil, sorry, but Concorde went between 50 and 60,000 feet to maintain altitude and speed to maintain Mach 2. Yeah, absolutely, Neil. That's exactly what we were talking about, Neil, 3 minutes ago. So, yeah, it would maintain an altitude between 50 and 60,000 feet to maintain the Mach number. But if it was extremely light, I think I read in the Concorde book, it would get to 60,000 feet and they'd actually have to disconnect the autothrottle and take a bit of thrust off. But you're quite right. Normally, it would absolutely maintain an altitude and oscillate between the two to maintain Mach 2. You're right there. God, it's really right. The sun's really rising now. What a view! Fantastic. Hi Jamie, evening, says flew into Duxford as part of my hour building. Jamie, I flew into Duxford as part of my hour building years ago as well. Did you get to go around the museum for free? I remember it was free when you paid your landing fees. You got to go in the Concorde, couldn't believe how tiny those windows are and low the cabin roof is. Yeah, it's a tiny, tiny cabin. You can't stand up straight in it, that's for sure, and the windows are tiny. Yeah. I think I had to duck in here, and they are absolutely minuscule, very pixelated Minecraft style windows in the Colimata Concorde. But if you could stick your window out far, that's what you'd see. Sunrise. Awesome. Minecraft windows, yep. Oh yes, someone says there's a rose. Oh look, look at that, look at the ortho. All that lovely ortho I downloaded, and that's what Mach 2 looks like at 55,000 feet. Oh Jamie, £29 landing fee, but you can get free entry to it all, which was great. Excellent, hasn't changed then. It's the same when I went there, but that was mine went there back in 2009, 2008, 2009. Highlight speed, yet no rudder malfunction so far. Welcome. Yeah, VNav, we're using IRS. It's, we can use VORs, but they're too distant between. Thanks for subscribing to their YouTube show, or your YT show, you're doing well. Giga Raddy, will you do a 737 fader stream soon? People have been asking me that for probably a year now. Yes, yes I will. Please remind me if I forget though. Oh dear. Oh, I'm just seeing a flight deck to sim membership gift has been given from Martin for life. Thank you very much. And Martin Leroy, I believe you remember in the past. Thank you very much, Martin for life, for your generous gesture, and welcome on board, Martin Leroy. Thank you very much. Look at the sunrise. Schmuck and a pancake, don't ever see that. Yes, I think that's a good screenshot, isn't it? I took one. As is that. Yes, there's a memorial, isn't there, for the people killed in Charles de Gaulle. Actually, am I right in thinking this has a modelled flushing toilet? Am I? No, it's not this add-on. I always forget which add-ons have a modelled flushing toilet. I'll have to. Maybe if I go all the way back here already. It's not on one of the seats. Ah! might just have to remind me where it is. Middle of the cabin. Was it a rose on the seat? Oh, I can't find it. Oh, no, that's Seabart. Yeah, there's definitely something there, wasn't there? Oh, look at the sun rising now. Ito, you don't see as many in real life sunrises anymore, don't you? Ito, I've been on earlies all week. I had a sunrise every morning whilst I was flying. In fact, I shared quite a lot of those photos on my Instagram story. But I am mostly in the sim. Yeah, Game Stein, it is crazy how quickly we're passing Earth. Look at that. All that lovely zoom level 15 ortho. Textures look great though. Look at the sunrise on the aircraft. Hello wide YouTube show, you've just recently subscribed and your first comment on the channel, yo bro, I think you should try to lick the cockpit screens out for more sunshine vibes. Great. Welcome to the channel. That's a great screenshot. Oh, it's silent. Well, it would be silent. Oh my goodness me, what is that? It's a UFO, guys. Is that another Concorde? I'm having a... Oh, I think I've just exceeded my maximum Mach speed. Oh, I'm being hunted down by another Concorde. So I'm doing... I think they might be... What's my speed? They are going... 1,134. That's impressive. Concorde in formation. 30 miles behind. Amazing. I can't really slow down though. There they are. Concorde formation. Harry, have you ever heard of Hale and Pace's Yorkshire Airlines skits? I don't think I have.
50, 40,
But I'll look it up,
30,
Harry. Thank you.
20,
Thomas,
10.
thank you very much for your donation. That's very kind. Oh, thank you.
Something for your little one, Captain.
Thank
Smiley
you.
Face.
Thank you very much, Thomas. That's really sweet. Thank you. Oh, we'll have to get something. Well, Thomas, I think, excuse me, she has everything already. My future mother-in-law has very much gone absolutely crazy and purchased everything. Clothes, things like that. I tell you what, I'll get some nappies. I don't know. Her room is going to be opposite my office as well, so I'll probably at night have to keep my streams down a little bit. Thank you, Thomas. Very kind. Oliver, that's you in Concorde. Totally took off a minute afterwards. Great catching up. We're just about a quarter of the way, but we're really reeling in Cairns now. Look at that. It's so quiet in Australia. I mean, look, there's nothing below me, just desert. A lot of this is untouched, isn't it? By civilization. Welcome on board, sir. See, I've been told Aldi PB sandwich for nappies. They're the best. Turin says Concorde successor will be built with force feedback, side sticks and AR headsets. Is what needed. Harry, we do have a name for the car. I won't disclose that online. I'll probably slip it one day, but thanks for your understanding on that one. 2 tons desolate scenery, absolutely. Game style, yeah, experience of flying Concorde must have been seriously felt more like being on the ISS than on the ground, absolutely. I think this is the first ever time we've had a sunrise in Concorde. We've had a sunrise after sunset. We've done the classic, our first Concorde stream, which was Heathrow to New York, and we took off about half an hour after sunset, and then the sun rose again. Oh, there's a note in the toilet. Oh yeah, we never found this rose, did we? Ah, there it is. Yeah, there's a nice little touch there from the Air France 4590 that crashed after takeoff. Look, very nice touch from the developer. Although the 00 is not working here. Right, what's this in the toilet? I don't think there's a toilet in the Colimata Concorde, is there, modelled? No. Unless you guys know something that I don't. Oh. There we are. That sun has risen fast. Do we get a little sonic boom? No. There you go, Mach 2 stationary. I think if you wait you might get a sonic boom. Or not. Damn it. Bye. Thanks, Harry. Thanks for understanding. Yeah, you're quite right, GameStein. Yeah, we're flying fast on the Earth's rotation, so after the sun sets, we used to fly westbound. The sun would rise again. CJ, was Concorde heated from the atmospheric friction? It was. It stretched quite famously. And I think the last Concorde, the captain's hat has been stuffed in between these two. I don't think it's modelled here. But yeah, you're quite right, it did stretch. Scotty 2, did you get my email about LRD and the 737 MAX? Scotty, I've received about 20 emails about mentor pilots, LRD video on the LEAP engines, and how certain severe damage can lead to smoke. About 20 emails, about 10 messages on Facebook, 10 DMs on Instagram, X messages, and YouTube comments. It's just, yeah. It's quite an interesting video, actually. This is Mental Pilot, and it is the fact that if one of the LEAP engines, I don't know which one it is on the MAX, or if the other aircraft with the LEAPs are affected, but if there's certain amounts of damage or severe damage due to the routing of the air-conditioned air, if engine number is severely damaged, you can get smoke into the cockpit. And if engine number 2 is severe damage, you get a lot of excess smoke in the cabin. Yeah, I think there's talk, I didn't really watch the video, I've only seen snippets of it, but talk about it being potentially a software update to fix it. But yes, I've sort of don't know much about it. We did receive a Boeing bulletin about a year ago discussing how, yeah, there have been instances with significant severe damage on engine 1 and 2. Can lead to smoke. If you do get that, treat it as severe damage, or if you have an engine failure associated with smoke in the cockpit or cabin, treat it as severe damage and do the appropriate drill, and don oxygen masks as required. Hi Brendan, hello Captain, hope you're well. How's our chief pilot doing? He's downstairs at the moment. Jack was 10 years old this week, ladies and gentlemen. Chief pilot of Alpaca Airways. And my best friend. CJ, I thought he made that video in response to the GG crash, but this was an NG. Possibly, I don't know, but I think that's a different situation. No, I don't think we'll ever really truly find out what happened with the GG737. Why YouTube shows? I think the radiation levels are going too high. You should scan the instruments. I think I'll be okay eventually. There we are, anyway. So first built-up area is, as I said, Ayers Rock. No, Alice Springs, then Ayers Rock. Is it? No, not Ayers Rock before. Yeah, it's right. We've got the VOR tuned anyway. So the VOR DME will come up here with the RMI pointing at the beacon. We found the Rose having still. RS 2020 high, model looks nice. You think it's worth the price? I was once at the Concorde in Aerospatial Museum in Toulouse and it was fantastic. Now I've never flown the Concorde in P3D by, I forget the developer's name. Apparently that's probably the overall best Concorde package. I think this is pretty good. I know it has its issues and there's a lot of people who have pointed out bugs, but you can certainly replicate the Concorde experience and follow Concorde procedures realistically enough to fly the airplane accurately. So yeah, I'd recommend getting it. Russell, sorry, welcome to Australia. We say Uluru, not Ayers Rock. I think I was told that in the previous stream, Russell. I can see some Australians just saying Uluru, sorry. I only looked at the map. Map said Ayers Rock. Was that the name from the... Well, I've got to be really careful because what I say in streams, because I accidentally said the word Eskimo in a stream once and I got some people upset once. I didn't know, and I don't think many people in the UK and Europe realise that Eskimo is seen as a derogatory term, and I don't mean that obviously as I say it, but is Aboriginal okay these days to say? I don't know. I don't know. I did upset some people when I said it. Mentioned Eskimos. Anyway, that's we're going way off piste here. Swim and climb. Did I fly test sector for this flight? Yes, although I wasn't present for most of it. I overshot Cairns by about 400 miles. I managed to come back. I'm right at VMO now, I think. Is that why that's in VMO? Hi Neil, Microsoft Flight Sim now has a Harrier. Do you think you could bring a plane to harbour and land it properly? It's not F-35B, so no cheating. Asking as an ex-Royal Navy pilot. Oh, cool. Neil, I doubt... I mean, is this Harrier well modelled? I don't know. I know the Harrier was one of the most difficult aircraft to fly and handle, and that the Harrier pilots were sort of specifically chosen to fly that aircraft, so I probably have no chance. It was a real challenge, I believe. Also, I can't land this plane in X-Plane. It's really hard. Like, I think the flight controls is a bit of a delay or hesitation. It's really, the pitch is quite delayed. I'll do my best. Road jam is the indicated airspeed, the speed of the air through the pizza tube. Essentially, yes. Yeah, it's a lot less dense here. So obviously 474 knots at this altitude, 56,000 feet today is giving you Mach 2. Boger, no, it's impossible to boger in Concorde, Harry. Excuse me, I got a bit of a tickle in the miles roads. Oh yes, having store. Yeah, we have flown the Dornier hoverjets. That was amusing. There we are, overhead waypoint Lanop. Making a slight right turn. So 399 miles to Tumso. To put that in perspective, it's going to take us 20 minutes to travel 390 nautical miles. No, no, mostly not. I have not heard that. Bill Weaver flew the SR-71 and disintegrated at Mach 3. Wonderful. I suppose he got out of it unscathed. Beautiful. Is that other Concorde still? Oh yeah, look at that. Right up there, just past Lanop as well. can't see them. Shut off the speed. Just do that one more time. Crazy. Oh, I didn't realise his co-pilot didn't survive the flight time. I've never seen it. Wow. Game started. I don't think that you can't get much more out of Concorde here. I think the fastest of Concorde. Oh, guys, are you okay? Can you still hear me? I think the stream just briefly disconnected. Hope you guys can hear me okay. I just got a message on Streamlabs. Oh dear. It would seem my colleague in the other Concorde has gone a completely different direction. Cheerio. Just a short stutter. Perfect, thank you. Yeah, we just, Harry, yeah, I just got a message from Streamlabs saying the stream disconnected briefly, but it was only for about 5 seconds. Perfect. There's a bit of weather around. I don't like the sun in X-Play. Looks like a ping pong ball. Good, you can all hear me, excellent. Game time flight to sim, you were saying though that Concorde can't really push much more than Mach 2, I suppose that makes sense. Yeah, I think I was saying, I think the fastest Concorde ever went was at Mach 2.2? And you could probably push it a little bit more beyond that, but I wouldn't want to. Well, I hope we can see the Uluru. The VOR is very close to the rock. So they need to rename the airport and the VOR. Where is the Uluru in relation to the airport? Oh, is that, there it is. Oh, we could literally go right over the top of it, look. So we'll try and spot it, as long as it's not cloudy. These clouds are high. Well, if it's like this, we're not going to see it, that's for sure. They're really high clouds.
50, 40, 30, 20,
Sweet.
10.
Martin for life, thank you very much for your £2.49 donation. Very kind of you. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate your gesture. CJ, atmospherics are better in Microsoft Flight Sim. This is true, and X-Plane doesn't allow you to mod the moon and sun now. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, the clouds in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 are excellent and really nice. Rufus the Boodle, on these long routes, especially over the ocean, if you saw a random diversion like that, is there SOP? Are you talking about the aircraft on Navigraph? I'm not sure. Oh, they're back en route now anyway. Look, I can see them. When you say SOP, I mean when you say diversion as well, for weather, or I'm not sure what you're in relation to there. The music's funny. There's a bit of Australia below. We are flying fast. Spitfire G Golf Alpha X-Ray Delta November, the first pre-production Concorde reached Mach 2.23 on a test flight in March 1974. That's crazy. Oh, Rufus Spittle, like a 9/11 situation where an aircraft leaves the flight path and you're the closest aircraft. Well, you wouldn't really notice it in the cockpit with regards to other aircraft. You wouldn't know where they're going. But if you saw an aircraft deviating sort of sporadically, such as a uncoordinated turn, of course you'd notify ATC. But ATC would monitor that traffic anyway. Harry here, Butterfield X-Plane has come a long way though. Definitely looks far better than it used to, and I'd argue it looks less gamey than 2024 as well in a lot of regards. Yeah, I agree. I think 2024 the graphics in certain instances like the airports and some of the aircraft are a bit gamey, but the weather looks great. The atmospherics are fine. The clouds on Microsoft flights in 2024 are really nice. They're a bit meh in X-Plane, but with the ground textures and ortho, it looks really good. I mean, it's a bit too cloudy to see now. Miles Scott, do pilots have a procedure for reporting a UFO? Just wanted for my tinfoil hat. I can't discuss that on stream. I can't question that. I'll be sent to a prison. There's no. There's you're all right. Actually, at least when I was flying the Nats, there was SMP whereby one could offset 1 or 2 miles right to course, wake turbulence avoidance and RVSM. Yeah, that's quite common. I mean, over the Atlantic, they'll fly SLOP, strategic lateral offset procedure, to sort of prevent wake, and also to ensure that if you have to deviate vertically for an emergency or depressurization, there's unlikely to be an aircraft on the same track. And you always offset right, I believe. Bone King says, do you use the automatic ortho streaming thingy? No, I don't. I still download all my tiles manually. Mark only does it because the aliens told me to. Brilliant. Look at the beautiful rock. 100 miles to go yet. Actually, no, I tell a lie. So where was it in relation to the VOR? There. So it's just to the south of the VOR. So when we're on the 180 radial from the beacon, which is located on the airfield, we will look for the rock. Harry, how do you stay up to date on the latest air laws and RVSM rules? Well, RVSM rules haven't changed, have they, in years? Do the company publish bulletins and training materials for you regarding new circulars? I mean, circulars and updates are released by Jefferson, but there's never really any significant changes. I mean, in Europe we follow PANSOPS, and we have the PANSOPS manual in our documentation. But any significant changes, so for example, one of the largest changes, say the last 5 years, was the change of something called Tauper matrix, how we calculated landing performance and takeoff performance on a contaminated runway. Globally, that changed to GRF, or the global reporting format. But yeah, we received, for example, the company I work for created presentations, PowerPoint presentations to do on e-learning online with quizzes and exams. So that's how it's sort of significant changes to procedures worldwide like that. We do e-learning, or someone in the training department create e-learning for that. Jeff, so I was always told regarding working out top of descent in Concorde, do what you'd usually descend in a commercial jet airliner 3 times your height. So ignoring 60,000 feet, let's say we're for a typical height 40,000 feet, we'd probably start our descent at 110 miles from top of descent in the 737, double it for Concorde. Thomas says, have you checked out the Heritage Avionics package from Gastronomy for the Concorde? List of improvements is immense. Oh, is this like a free, up-to-date, a free version of this Concorde, or a plug-in? I think I've heard about that. Oh, GameStar, yes. We won't go down politics today, but yes, I have noticed the update on Google Maps already. Interesting. Okay, Thomas Markuson, cool. I think someone's mentioned that a few streams ago. Right, let's see if we can see Uluru. I think we might have to jump out of Concorde briefly to see it. Should right over the top of it coming up, look. There is Uluru. It's cloudy over there. Dodgy X-plane clouds. It's also incredibly loud. That's better. I stick my head out like this. Yes, great view. Huh. Look at that. Mach 2. I'm going to have to jump out of the aircraft to spot it. It's just here, look. Too cloudy. Or maybe... Oh, I can't see. We'll keep a close eye. Ah, guys, I can see it. Uluru. Uluru. Is that pronounced correctly?
Approaching minimums.
A famous landmark, Mach 2. Fly Warner, thank you very much for your gifted membership, madam. You gifted a membership, which was one with Carl. Thank you very much, Sasha. Hope you're doing well. There it is. Look. We did a members group flight there, or a VFR flight online. There it is. Look on the map. Just as it would be outside of Concorde. I wonder if Uluru's ever heard of Mach 2. Uluru. Thanks, Charlie. Uluru. There it goes. The airport's just to the north. Can't quite see the airport. And what's unique about Uluru is it the rock's completely different, or it shouldn't be that rock there? Bye bye, Uluru. When I'll see you again virtually, I do not know. But we passed it at Mach 2. And we've been airborne now for 58 minutes from Perth. I don't think anyone's gone from Perth to Uluru as quick as we have. Hi, Oliver Phone, good evening. Have you got any tips for learning Concorde as I'm looking into? Always been fascinated ever since BA ceased operation. I mean, I'm no Concorde expert. I use a bit of my real-world training to somehow fly this aircraft from A to B, albeit in perhaps not the most realistic manner. But there's a fantastic book available which I'm yet to read by the ex-BA chief pilot of Concorde. It's literally called... I think it's just called Concorde, isn't it? I'm just trying to find it online, actually. Mike Bannister, yeah, just called Concorde. Have a read of that. But yeah, this is the best representation in X-plane. It's a monolith, a single huge bit of rock. Ah, it's a large single rock that's buried in its own inner tip like an iceberg. No way. But I know it's sacred, isn't it? Adam Mook, I've just seen your comment, 93, thank you, 7 months. This is a very fast 737. We are shifting, sir. Again, we always like to do a little hot air balloon perspective. That is fast. Guys, I'm just going to take this opportunity to have a quick break. I'll be back in about 5 minutes. And there we are, just show you where we are. Going halfway through Australia and about halfway over the sector. We'll be touching down in about an hour and 5 minutes. I'll be back in 5 to carry on with the rest of the sector. Let me set up for the first time in ages Staple Cam. Who here remembers Staple Cam? See you in about 5 minutes, guys.
welcome.
Back. If you want to know what a stapler cam is, it's a sellotape reel on the arrow. I dropped the sellotape. Controlling the camera. I couldn't find my stapler, so I had to use this very heavy sellotape reel. Thanks to the emission. Right, where are we? Australia, and since I've been gone, we flew over Uluru, and we're now 158 miles away from Uluru. And then next sort of significant build. Oh, Alice Springs, we're about to shatter all the windows in the town. Hello, Alice Springs. How big is Alice Springs? It's actually quite a big built-up area. About to fly right over the top of it. Cloudy here again. There we are. Right, so we'll start setting up for the approach in about 10-15 minutes. Hello Oliver Foden, good evening to you, says Explain12 is just brilliant, very nice sim indeed. Jeff, and it was 6 hours, I told him not 3, I think that's in relation to a conversation I'm not part of. Perfect. PB Sandwich, how do I delete someone else's comment? I don't know what that's in relation to. I think actually I do now. No, scrolling up. Perfect. So yeah, I mean, once Concorde's established in the cruise, the workload's very low. If I bring up the GUI here, 38 tons of fuel remaining. Range is obviously decreased significantly. Again, the engineers mitigating the fuel and the trim tanks to keep the aircraft in trim. The ramps are at 20 degrees to ensure the airflow is subsonic into the engine. CFG is controlled by the engineer by manipulating fuel, and we're burning what's that, 22 tons of fuel an hour, and we've got 38 tons on board. Fantastic. Oops, navigraph still up. Brilliant. Oh, the distance we're travelling is just immense. I think on this is the conventional flight plan, because there isn't really a Concorde flight planner available. Oops, no, that's not correct. I forgot to upload it, darn. It's about 4 hours, 20 minutes or something. Actually, that just reminded me, Navigraph was up, but actually now I want to show you. So yeah, if you're doing this in the Jumbo, it would take 4 hours, 8 minutes. I think that's based off the 747. And that would burn 27.5 tons. We'll end up burning 55. Yeah, that's not efficient at all. Correct, it's DC Designs Concorde on par with this one. Is that the one in Microsoft Flight Simulator? No, I think that one is a real arcade correct me if I'm wrong, an arcade game version. Speedbird 85 Heavy says fly everything in Microsoft Flight Sim at the moment, but I own X-Plane 12. Don't think I want to fully switch for familiarity reasons, but I may for the Felis and Colimata. I may. Yeah, I mean, I've sort of adapted to use both, and I fully understand if you're to switch from using one sim primarily to another, it does take some getting used to, but I think X-Plane's quite user-friendly. The default controls make sense, for example. As Listermin has suggested, you can always use both sims, absolutely. Yeah, no disrespect to DC Designs, I think for most people it's just a fun Concorde to fly Microsoft Flight Sim, but those are the sort of aircraft I don't like going anywhere near. The same with the default 707 in Microsoft Flight Sim 2020, the, what do they call it, Local Legends. It's absolute... Well, it's garbage. it's rubbish. It's just no point. I thought I really wanted to stream a 707. I was sort of excited to see this one come out as a local legend, but it's so bad, which is a shame because it'd be great fun to fly the OG Boeing. I know there's one for X-Plane having stopped, but the textures are really bad and the sounds as well. Oliver Foden, I do like Microsoft Flight Sim, but some of the creators make some questionable aircraft. I believe it's partially more in the game category. Yeah, there's definitely some aircraft developers who make aircraft which are not, let's say, high fidelity, but there's plenty that make incredibly detailed and, let's use the term, study level aircraft. Phoenix with their A320, PMDG with their 737, iFly with their 737 MAX, which out the gate is a fantastic aircraft. It's got its issues, but improvements are coming. The other PMDG 777, that's great. Just to name a few. The Flyby YA380, it's a great add-on. It's completely free, as is their A320. So there's a really good, realistic, and high fidelity aircraft available in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Rosie, yeah, so someone has suggested the P180 Avianti by FlightFX. And it's quite reasonably priced at $25, £25. Yeah, I might have a look at that. Oh, Speedbird, just rebuying sceneries for the same airfield, which has stopped me. Yeah, you don't want to be buying the same scenery multiple times. That's why X-Plane is quite good, because I get a lot more flexibility. I can get away with using default airplanes and airports and X-Plane because they're so flipping good. Yes, the buildings aren't identical, but all the taxiway markings and runway textures and apron are bang on. So you don't have to invest in airports. There's still developers who make really good third-party airports. Whereas Microsoft Flight Simulators, the default airports are... Well, how else would I describe it apart from using a sound on my soundboard? Let me find out. Well, I can't find it. I've not used my soundboard recently. Yes, the default airports are pretty... Yeah. Thanks, Don. I've seen it. Let's go horrendous on a phone. But, you know, I thought that's why I was quite excited with Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, because there was meant to be a significant improvement with default airports. They're worse. So, yeah. But that's not a problem, because there are... Well, it is a problem. But there are some incredible freeware airports available in the Microsoft Flight Sim. Is it the flightsim.toio website? But there's also some incredible payware ones as well. And payware airports, if you're happy to invest in them and fly from them frequently, I mean, they're like to life. Lifelike. It's so realistic. CJ, I mean, that's a fair point. Why they say bad at Microsoft Flight Sim? It's like they focused on everything but the landing area. Yeah, but not only that, the texture's loading in. I mean, let me find my Facebook post from Doesn't give away too much information. I mean, I took some pictures. It's not long ago. This is quite funny. Yeah, there's nothing there that's going to give away my personal information. Let me share my screen. So here's Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. Looks amazing, doesn't it? That's out of Las Vegas. These are some screenshots I took. Alright. Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. Amazing. Visuals are incredible. Groundbreaking. Okay. And there you go. There's X-Plane 12. I took these screenshots recently in the Figure 742. It's on my Facebook page. Are you ready for Microsoft Flight Sim 2024? I mean, come on. This is default airport. With everything set to ultra, well, high end. Here we go, here's another one. I mean, look at the background there. It's like zoom level 10. It's, yeah. No, it's not. It's like, this is Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. Alpaca Paca. This is taken from a stream. It's just, that was the default airport from one of our streams. But Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 is stunning. So good. And then look. This is X-Plane 12. These are screenshots from my last stream in the Fearless 747-200. Ah, look, the OG 2017. I need to change my banner, don't I? I mean, just look outside here. Look at that. Anyway, I digress. I do hope that Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 improves, but I can't. You know what I say. X-Plane for flight and graphics now. I mean, en route, these are amazing. But Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 is the best overall sim, best package. There you go, Mach 2. I'm gonna do that again. Can't zoom in quick enough. Yeah, Peter, it does have huge potential. I guess the technology is in its infancy with regards to this cloud business, but I don't know. Anyway, right. We're inbound to Rilvo. Let's start working out top of descent. Okay, so Rilvo's our next waypoint. We're going to be there in 13 minutes. Okay, it's going to get less orange and more green as we fly northeast. First, let's have a little look at the weather. Just put this back to world map. Our destination. Okay, lovely day. Very lucky. Someone told me there's a tropical storm sitting northeast Australia, but not to affect us today. Right now, 240 at 2 knots, 10k, no clouds, 28 degrees. Perfect weather conditions right now in the sim. No excuses. Now, top of descent, I always went off sort of roughly whatever the top of descent would be conventionally. So typically around 105 miles and then double it. So about 200 miles from your destination you want to start your descent as a real rough idea. I think Concorde manuals had an official way of working out when's the best way of starting top descent, but right now I think the descent and drag model in the Colimata Concorde is a bit funky. It has been the last few streams. If I look back at my first one, and I do follow the correct procedure as per written down in the manuals, it never decelerates quick enough, and the out hold function, it seems to oscillate massively in altitude. So we'll see how we get on today. It wasn't great on the test sector. But yeah, let's work out. So on the flight plan you have this RDIS. That stands for remaining distance. Let's see what's roughly 200 miles away. So we've got 186 miles, look, remaining distance at Onara. So let's say 20 miles from Onara we'll start our descent. Okay. So we currently have 219 miles to our next waypoint, Rivlo. And 100 miles. So we're going to be starting our descent in about 15 minutes. Alright. So we'll follow the descent procedure, engage out hold, reduce N2 to not less than the white bar here, but it used to be 94% here on N2, otherwise the engines could flame out. But usually 94% it doesn't slow down quick enough, so yeah, we'll just have to do our best. Once we're at 360 knots, we can slowly engage vertical speed, do a very gradual descent, and then we can engage IS hold, and then we just adjust the thrust accordingly. Once we're below Mach 1.5, the N2 can be reduced no lower than 77%, and below Mach 1 you can use thrusters required. So that's how we're going to descend. What approach we're going to fly today? Well, I doubt there'll be ATC. If anyone can find out the runway news in real life, that would be great. But I think ILS 15 is going to be the way to go. The procedural arrival, flying overhead the Cairns VOR, outbound 355, descending from 5,000 to 3,700 feet on the downwind leg by Caspi. It's like a mini arc, 15 miles to intercept the localizer. So if we're coming in from, if I overlay his, coming in from the east, technically I shouldn't go straight outbound because of the direction we're coming, but if I stay above the MSA, we'll self-position. So we'll make a steep left turn, 355. Cap C round we go onto the arc. So we can start getting some stuff set now. Sorry, the ILS is 1099, but we want the VOR to start with, which is 13.0. 13.0. First outbound track will be 355. So I'll set the course to 355. We'll go off INS when we get a bit closer. So that's set. Just bear with me, I'm just going to open my office door because it's getting very hot in here. Thanks guys for using runway 15 in real life, great. So we've got an initial outbound course. Actually, no, I'm incorrect, the inbound course will be this one. We'll just fly inbound, so I'll actually set about 070. Obviously because it's on INS you can't see the HSI move right now. So frequencies, the VOR tune on both for now. We'll go over to the ILS, we're on the arc. MSA highs to the south, 6,500. Minimums, what should we set here? It says refer to minimums. Where are they? For landing minimums, C111 Alpha, thanks. There we go. We'll take the let's take the 470 based off a slightly less missed approach climb gradient. So 470, 461 on the radio altimeter. You wouldn't usually set R8, but it just gives the RA call. About there, perfect. Can't circle that side. Yeah, proceed to approach. What we'll do, we'll fly this probably 230 knots. No flaps, remember. Then we'll reduce to about 200 knots when we turn final. To go around, we'll take the left to track 1015, so immediate left turn, intercept the 15-mile arc, brilliant. Climb 3,700, and another approach. DME required. Caution high terrain. Yeah, it's a really dramatic approach, looks very nice. Cool. Daniel and Simo says VB or 2. VB. What's the VB? What does that mean? Vertical bearing? What? Don't know. I've got no performance calculator for Concorde, but runway is 3,200 meters long. We should be fine. I've landed Concorde at Leeds Bradford. I was a pro. And we'll just vacate Bravo 5 if we can. Taxi on stand. International terminal is up there. Perfect. Right, we'll cover most of the information now. What are we up to fuel-wise? 32 tons. We need to get this below 22.2. Another 10 tons to go. That gets us below our max landing weight. Who remembers last Concorde stream? We landed, what was it, like 20 kilos above the maximum landing weight. Ugh. Oh, you're talking about beer. VB is Victoria Bitter Aussie Trash Beer. Oh dear. I won't ask any more questions. Don Mosin, I remember landing in Hawaii. Let's not talk about that Concorde live stream. I'll try and find the playlist for Concorde. Found it. Perfect. Well, if you're interested, here is my Concorde playlist. If you want to laugh. Oh, dearie me. Perfect. So, well, we just got to work out top descent. 6 minutes to waypoint number 6. And then, yeah, 20 miles from Onara. Started out, said, look how far we've flown, guys. Right over Australia, from west to east. Airborne for 1 hour, 25 minutes. Ah, look at the scenery below. That's Mach 2, 60,000 feet, guys. I'll just stop the camera moving. There you go. Gives you an impression of the speed. Very crisp. This is all Bing Ortho. Zoom level 15 this is. Amazing. Oliver Foden, if you were to actually load the INS waypoints individually on each INS, you could double the setup time. It took me today about 25 minutes with the quick load INS function. If you to load it, probably about 45. I think when I first flew this on any stream, test takes probably 4 hours. Speedbird, don't need to repeat. No, not at all. You can ask any question you like within reason. What's the longest there and back sectors you've ever picked up? As I recently learned that easy to Bristol, Shamwell, Shake and back. Yeah, that's a long sector. From my UK base, Tenerife is one of the longest sectors we do. So that's 4.5 hours back there and back. Long day. But yeah, some do push on to 5. You can't have much more of a delay after that. Yeah, look at the clouds in X-Play, they're a bit pants. Oliver Foden, goodness me, would you happen to know roughly the time to set up the classic JFK to Heathrow with the oceanic waypoints? Well, Oliver Foden, if you scroll up slightly to check out my Concorde playlist, look at the first ever video I did in Concorde. I had no clue what I was doing. I went the opposite way, Heathrow to JFK, and that will give you an idea how long it took me to set up. Spitfire referencing there, Monty Python, I believe. I think Andrew Barnett's referencing some Australian produce. Brilliant, isn't it? Oh, can we see the temperature of the nose on this? 126 degrees, right 1 degree below the minimum, maximum. It's minus 80. Ooh, I've discovered a thing. Right, so that's where Jim keeps his lunch. Oh, I've turned something off, no doubt. No, I can't close that. What have I done? I've turned something off. Domino Mosina, yeah, so if you've got 9 waypoints, yeah, but I think if you go from 9 to 1, it resequences, is that correct, in Siva? Correct me if I'm wrong. 9 and then it goes to 1 again. Oh guys, top of descent's coming up. I've just realised, look, Rilvo. Oh no, sorry, I got a bit too excited. It's 20 miles from Onara. Rilvo's 45 miles. 2.5 minutes. Oh, it's looking clear now. Still, there's absolutely nothing going on in Australia here. Look, it's completely barren. It's actually quite a realistic overland route to fly at Mach 2. It wouldn't disrupt many people. speed we're watching, that mile clock. Yep, and that's Concorde. That's how quickly we're travelling. That's realistic. That's just no lie. That's how fast Concorde flies. It's crazy, isn't it? Bonkers. Hour and a half airborne. We've crossed Australia. But you can see why Concorde wasn't really efficient. Right. How many passengers does this hold? 111 or something like that. 100 passengers, let's say. We started with 75 tons of fuel. We're down to 30 tons. So we've burnt 45 tons of fuel to fly an hour and a half. I mean, that is ridiculous. 45 tons of fuel to carry 100 passengers. And obviously maintaining this aircraft. Associated costs. I can see why it wasn't viable. That's a really tough call, speed bird. 85 heavy. I think the Fearless is definitely more complete. And it's the Jumbo. And this is Mach 2 Concorde, obviously the coolest aeroplane of all time. Get both. But yeah, I think having Stall's got it right, I'd personally say the better of the two is the Fearless. Anyway, over Rilvo we go. INS is going to sequence for the next waypoint. We'll have a little turn. Tiny turn. How do I hide the yoke, by the way? Harry, how long does a standard 737 type rating take, please? I've been told 3 weeks ground school and 3 weeks of sim. Yeah, roughly that. Couple of months. Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh no, explain why Colimata doesn't work. But it worked in the Fearless. I've already passed the next waypoint. So 185. Remember, when that's at 20, that's about 200 miles to run. So when that says 20, we'll start our descent. So 10 minutes at 180 miles. Okay, 10 minutes to 180 miles. Wow. So 20. It's about 5. It's about 6 minutes till top of descent. You can hide the right. You can hide the right handle of the yoke by clicking on it. Brilliant. How random. Victor, unrelated, but do you think? What do you think of the iFly 737 Max? Is it worth it? Yes. A few things to tidy up, but still in its early days. I would still recommend it. Flies very well. It's got some limitations. Old VNAV logic that needs updating, but it's very good. Oh my god, there's some civilization. There's actually roads here. People. Evidence of life. I actually stop my camera. Hi, Concorde. I think that's something there. So yeah, if I zoom in far, zoom level 15 doesn't look as good. But I can download 1 tile a minute. Yeah, Australia is just ridiculous. It's how big it is. So sparsely populated. 29 tons of fuel. Need to be below 22.2 tons to ensure we're below max landing weight. Trader Vic, no, I just downloaded the tiles for this sector. It's about 150 tiles. Took about. I downloaded zoom level 17 around departure to arrival, and then 15 en route. It takes about 10 minutes of button pushing, and then just leave it overnight. Speedbird, does X-Plane have a built-in camera preset function like Microsoft Flight Sim with the alt number keybind? Yeah, by default. The camera system in X-Plane is significantly better than Microsoft Flight Simulators. I mean, I'll show you. Look, I've got a retractable keyboard, wireless. So all my views are saved on the keypad. So 1 is Captain. Oh, do you like how they light up, guys? 2 is MC. Oh, hold on, else if I click in there. Okay, 2 is MCP. 3 is INS FMC. 4 is overhead. 5 I usually have as up overhead, but if there's an engine engineering panel, it's that. 6 is pedestal. 7 is passenger left. 8 passenger right. 9 is Jim. And then 0 is EFB. I haven't got one assigned there. And then you've got all the defaults explain views, default explain camera views. So you've got Shift 2 for flyby, which Microsoft Flight Sim desperately needs. Shift 3 is nearest airport tower view. Shift 4 is outside spot. Shift 5 I never use. Shift 6 I never use. Shift 7 I never use. It's just the others. Shift 2 is the best one for the flyby. Nice keyboard. Is it mechanical? No, I don't know. It's a Logitech. Oh, I don't know what it is. A Logitech something. G915 wireless tactile keyboard. Yeah, it's a mechanical RGB gaming keyboard. It's very nice. This mouse I'd highly recommend. And actually, a lot of people were asking about this last stream. So I'm not a Logitech aficionado or expert, but this is I'm left-handed, so this mouse is the Logitech G903, so it's ambidextrous. But what I really like is the mouse wheel you can unlock. So if you push it in, if there's a little button here, if I push that in, look, it's just like a normal mouse wheel, but if you push that, it unlocks it. So look, you can just spin it, and it just indefinitely spins. And then you can set your minimums really quickly. So yeah, I'm not affiliated with Logitech, but I've always liked Logitech stuff. So yeah, Simo, there's no stuttering in X-Plane. It's stutter free, unless your performance has dropped off if you're a high detail airport. But yeah, the whole thing is so smooth. Yeah, Harry Hibbard, you're quite right. I read somewhere a long time ago that 1 in 4 pilots are left-handed. It's really strange that, because the population share is 1 in 10, 1 in 11, but 1 in 4 pilots are left-handed. So do with the way the line's wider. It's a crazy stat. Right, at 87 miles to go, we need to start thinking about top of descent now. Turn the music off. We've been sat here, Mach 2, for, what, an hour and 10 minutes? Very short flight, really, for Concorde. Harry, apologies for all the questions about Harry. That's why I live stream. You ask as many as you want, sir. What is your favourite subject to teach during type rating? Is there anything in particular you enjoy or find fascinating? I like all of it. I like the mixture. This week I'm actually, ever since I became a Tier E, I don't do many type rating sessions, but I'm doing a couple this week, some full flight sessions. I'm actually looking forward to that because I haven't done it for a while. I do mostly checks now. So I'm doing a engine failure type rating session, the introduction, which I quite like teaching. And the checking stuff, I'm doing some checks for new captains. So these are first officers who are doing their final sim check to become captains before they go do their line training as captains. So I'm doing a check for that this week. What else? Some 737 max differences training. So yeah, I really like all of it, really, and the mixture. Once you've done the same thing over, if I've done 4 or 5 checks in a row, I like to do something a bit different. The check is very format, it's the same format every time, pretty much. Great question. Anyway, I think we should start setting up for our descent, which I don't think works very well in Concorde at the moment in the Colimata. But let's see, we're coming up to 20 miles to go, and there we are. There's the VOR for Cairns, just come alive, 227 miles, because of the range, look, the RMI spinning a little bit. But there we are, so what we're going to do is disengage max climb and max cruise, and engage out hold. Oh, so it should be, and then slowly reduce the thrust. Okay. Now I used to say no less than 94%. If you set 94% though, the aircraft actually accelerates. Previously, on older builds, it used to decelerate very slowly, but been told now to set it to the little white arrow. So here, you see this little white arrow here? But I was always I think that's too low. That would have been too low for the real Concorde, and that would have caused problems. So now we're waiting for it to slow down to 350 knots. Yeah, use TLA. Perfect. So, white arrow, but on my old notes from my first ever Concorde stream, just take a little bit more thrust off, I was told no less than 94%, but I've now set the TLA. And now there we are, we start decelerating to 350 knots. So the out hold function, look, it's climbing, it's climbing. It should be perfectly maintaining altitude. And since we started our descent, we've travelled 20 miles. It's a slow process, but we get on the back of the drag curve soon, it will start slowing down a little bit quicker. But the idea is you do not chop the thrust levers in Concorde. Correct, Listerman. I don't think the ramps would move quick enough. The ramps obviously are controlled automatically, so you can see they're slowly beginning to open up again. In fact, we've not seen that movement today. If we zoom in here, can you see the ramps moving, guys? It's quite hard to get the camera there, but if I put my mouse, you can see that they're slowly opening up. See how they're closed? It's very quiet up here. Oh, what that shape! Iconic. And now look at the ground speed really beginning to reduce. There's more drag coming in here. Autopilot has always been, yeah, the autopilot and the Colimata has always been a bit, yeah. See, look, it's now it's descending at 500 feet per minute. In reality, the autopilot would be rock solid at holding altitude. So what I think I'm going to do is just help it out a little bit. I'm going to set flight level 300. Probably going to engage vertical speed. Look, it's climbing now. So we're just going to help it down a little bit. So I'm going to go vertical speed. So the aircraft's going to start pitching down. This is just thinking a little bit outside the box, really. Let's make sure out-to-quiet is engaged. And then when we get to 350, we engage IS hold, and then it will descend at 350 knots. Mach 1.6 now. Come on, autopilot. Nearly at 350. IS hold. So now it's going to pitch to maintain an indicated speed of 350 knots. I'll bug that as a reminder. And now it's really beginning to descend quickly. Oh, wee! Oh my god. Right, 11 minutes to run. That's obviously going to probably stay quite stagnant as our ground speed decreases. Jeff, so how do the ramps work, flight sim? It's automated. This aircraft, as old as it is, had a computer to control the ramp position, which could then be controlled manually by the engineer as a backup. There you go, so the descent didn't work too bad. I just think, again, the thrust is a little bit lower than the real Concorde would have set, but it's only just to get the aircraft to slow down. Otherwise it just doesn't. And obviously as we maintain a fixed indicated airspeed and descent, our Mach number decreases. Because we're now below Mach 1.5, you can reduce more thrust if required. I want to take Colimata Concorde around the world virtually. Still 11.1 minutes, but that's because we're slowing down, you see. So we're really starting to get on the back of the drag curve, but once the aircraft sort of starts stabilising, might actually add a little bit more thrust now. The aircraft's only pitching for a speed, so if I add thrust, it's actually going to reduce its rate of descent. Sorry, it's going to become less. James MP, have you ever received a round of applause after flying? I'm a modest man, but yes, I have. Usually when the weather is atrocious and we manage to get it down somehow. Not that you can hear it from the flight deck, but usually the cabin crew say, yeah, they give you a clap. I was like, oh, great. So just add a little bit more thrust now. There's a bit more drag here. Only need to burn 4 more tons of fuel to get below max landing weight. That's good. Alright, it's interesting how the aircraft always climbs and descends at constant airspeed. Well, it's just like end of the 737, Harry. You can choose whatever relevant pitch mode you want. So right now, I'm sort of in level. This is the equivalent of level change in the 737. So it's pitching for an indicated airspeed. You can do the exact same thing in the 737. So I'm actually going to route now direct to the next waypoint, which is the VOR. So I'm going to skip out the next one. So I'm going to go waypoint change 09 insert. So now we're routing direct to the VOR. Just back to 11 minutes. So now we can start doing a bit of mathematics. So we want to be overhead the airfield at what height was it? Outbound 5. So ideally at about 5,000 feet. I mean, no, even that, 10,000 feet we could be alright. So 10,000 feet, only need to lose 30,000 feet in 10 minutes. So yeah, about 3,000 feet per minute, which is what we're roughly doing. This rate of descent's good, just add a little bit more thrust. Jeff, so then why would the flight engineer have to adjust the ramps manually? Like, they would obviously adjust them during a computer failure, but what are the scenarios for manual control? I think, Jeff, you answered your own question. Computer failure, or the automatic system didn't work, and then the engineer would have to manipulate them manually. There you go, raise and lower, spill, ramp. Don't know how they exactly work, but no doubt it was a very reliable system. And I should think the engineer, when they had their annual check, they probably had ramp failures as a system failure. I know one of the things they test them on was the visor not being able to extend. James MP, have you ever taken credit for an FO's landing or said it was the FO after a hard landing? Possibly. No, only jokingly. Oh, I know another thing I forgot to do. This flipping engineer descent. Instantly changes, I think, the CG and the fuel. There we are. Happy days. Still maintaining 350 knots. Actually, this descent's worked well. See how the fuel's been manipulated on the feed tanks. Not much now on the rest. Trim tank's still being used. You see how the fuel contents in this tank are actually increasing as it's been moved from the trim tanklet. It's all controlled by the engineer. And there you go, stopped moving now. And that was to keep the CG here. Awesome. Almost at Mach 1. Still doing 600 knots ground speed. I've actually done that with a stonking tailwind. 200 odd knots. Great. So we've got about 24,000 feet to lose. Want to be doing about 2,500 feet per minute, which is almost what we're doing. So what we're going to do now is set, we said 10,000 feet over the field. So that's set. Out acquire. And what we'll do is go vertical speed now and set about 2,500 feet and get the auto throttle to maintain 350 knots. There we are. Perfect. And now we are, we're subsonic, just about to go below Mach 1. He says, let's just engage, IS hold, the auto throttle's maintain 350 knots. Now we're below Mach 1, you are free to move the thrust levers as required. Question for you in chat, what else do you think I could do with the engines which you'd be extremely stupid and it's impossible to do in a conventional aircraft? I think that's just going below Mach 1. I think that's just Colimata doing Colimata things. Where are we going? Crikey. are we climbing? Nah, the real Concorde wouldn't have done this. Crikey. What on earth? Yep, you got it. Reversers. You can use reversers in flight. The inboard reversers in Concorde. Use it as drag. It's incredible. Hello, Fabby. Hansi, long time no see. Yeah, it's old school having to do constant little mathematics. There we are. I think it was just because we flew below Mach 1. It's just it was having a moment. Actually, you should have been in the cruise. I've left them in climb the whole flight. Whoops. Can turn all the lighting off here. Now it's the daytime. Turn off your lighting, Jim. Don't forget we took off and it was pitch black. You're quite right, Alex. You can if you so wish. Look at the speed difference now. I think we planned that descent quite well. Probably could have done it a little later. Be a bit more efficient. Hi Thomas, how's Jack doing? He's doing just fine. He's currently on the bed. He's quite tired. He had a very long walk. So I've been out all day, but my mother-in-law's been, or future mother-in-law I should say, has been looking after him. Took him on a very long walk, so he's a bit stiff, a bit tired today. Great. So I need to do just about 17,000 feet in 8 minutes. So we want to be actually doing about 2,000 feet per minute now. So yeah, probably descended a smidge earlier than I should have done. And we're doing a bit of like an on-thrust descent now, but we need to get this total fuel contents below 22 tons anyway. Ignore 2D2, yeah, it is neat. I love this. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, what's the controls in real life to move the vertical speed and pitch indicators? Because I love that you can do this. Is it here? Is it this here? I don't want to touch it. That's autopilot. Is it that? Let me just push nose down. No. I don't know. Better click this to update my landing weights. There we are. That's updated. What do you reckon, guys, today? Butter? I've never... No, I've once buttered Concorde. It's a complete fluke. Complete fluke. Oh, I need a bit of engine anti-ice here. Christopher, datum up down. Where's the controls for that? I've opened this door. Oh, there we are. I'd like to think it's around here. That's the emergency flies controls, I think. Wipers. No chutes trader. Maybe on the earlier Concorde variants, the test versions, but not any of the ones flying commercial services. Miles to run. You know what? We might switch over to radio navigation now. So what I'm going to do is go.
Should I change it?
I mean, wrong fuel trim setting. We're in descent. I'm just going to go to heading select. Switch over to radio. There we are. Radio. And we're going to command direct to the VOR. So let's line this up. And go Vorlock. Vorlock's engaged. Now we're flying directly to the VOR, no longer using INS. Rosie! No! Concorde was... I never did that hard. Rude. So as we said, we're going to be about 10,000 feet over the beacon. In about 6 minutes. So we want to be actually pretty chill out this descent further now. Oh, put a bit of engine anti-ice on. Actually, what's the temperature of the nose? Still really hot though, plus 82. I don't know if I... Did they use engine anti-ice if they went that hot? I think it's still so super hot. I'll use it anyway. Engine anti-ice on. What's the indication for the engine anti-ice on? Christoph, down below the display showing the passengers the altitude, there's an autopilot data switch that can alter set pitch. This is a real pain in the FS labs. What, in the cabin? Alright, I'll power down. Ortho looking very nice, very crisp. External visuals on this are really nice now. Such a beautiful machine. Amazing. Domino Mosina very rude. Do remind me to lower the gear. Yes, it's often forgotten in Concorde with my streams. Can we actually see Cairns ahead? Cairns. There's the coastline, I think. 4 minutes to run. Craig, absolutely. No, left upper part of the centre pedestal. This here, this information. I don't know what that does, but I think, yeah, is that how you change the vertical auto throttle? I don't know how this works, the auto throttle. What that switch does. I need to read the manual. Seatbelts have been on the whole sector, but I'll what child? Oh, so that doesn't seem to be manipulating it here. I guess that's the only one that's modelled with the Colimata is this, but that's really useful to be able to set the VS using that. Love it. I don't know what. Let me just. I just want to make sure New Sky, you guys can see it because it wasn't working at the start of the stream. I've selected New Sky capture window, but it does not come up for you guys. Strange. I'm just going to reselect a source for you. No, that's not worked. I've just captured my window twice. Oh dear. Window capture, add source. Add new source. New Sky. Hooray! I did a thing. Pro streamer. There we are. 2.5 minutes, 14,000 feet. I've timed this perfectly. 2,000 feet per minute now. I need to start bringing the speed back to 250 knots as well. Now I blow Mach 1. I can go to complete idle thrust as required. There's the coastline. Cairns coming up. There's no ATC at all. So I might just log off. Just it's easier. Thanks for the update, Trainer Vic, on the weather. Lovely day, 10k, light variable winds, 29 degrees, QNH 1007, which I best set now. Thanks for reminding me. $13 miles to run. Really start getting the brakes on here. Where's my navigraph as well? There we are, so we're flying direct to the VOR. Already went direct before. First outbound, remember, is 355. So let's match the heading bug. Track heading. Set the outbound course, 355. And then take 10% of our ground speed, start the turn. So our ground speed right now is 317 knots, but reducing quite quickly. Got it here. So 10% of that is about 3 miles. About 3 miles before we'll start our turn. 250 knots achieved. Do the post-cruise checks now. So lights basically all on. And about pressurisation, Jim's looking after. Landing all set, belts, checks complete. Just going to reduce the speed further, 230 knots. At what point can I lower my visor? Guys, there's a lot more drag now because the attitude's so high. Induced drag must have been significant. And there's the east coast of Australia that's just plunged to darkness. 6 miles. Take 10% of your ground speed to 2.8 miles. 2.8 miles to start the turn outbound. There's 10,000. So outbound sector. Got 4 miles to run. I'm happy that we are above the MSA, so we'll step down to 5,000 feet. 5,000 feet set. Out acquire vertical speeds. 7,000 feet per minute. 10% of our ground speed. Great way to start the turn. 2.7 miles. HSI's all set up. And we'll start the turn now. That will do. Just give ourselves an intercept heading. And the VOR is over the airport. He says. It's in the clouds somewhere down there. Wow, look at the ortho. So now we're just waiting for the HSI to come alive. Just got the corner slightly. See the RMI, the green needle swinging round. Over the beacon. We're now flying from. And don't forget to engage vertical speeds. Start descending at 1,000 feet per minute. Wait until that HSI comes alive. There it is. Whee! It's quick. Track hold. 4 lock. No, why are we turning right? Come on, left, 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 left. There it goes. We should, if I bring up my navigaph as well. There we are. That intercepted the 355 outbound. We can descend to 5,000 feet. So we're doing a proper procedural instrument approach. There's the airport. Look, it was hiding in the cloud. Beautiful. Let's set the trim to landing. Instantly changes it. Oh, I love the sun effects on the gauge. It's very nice. So I slightly overshot the radial, but oh god, no! Don't change that. It's the heading bug I want to change. Now it's established 4 lock. It's just waving a little bit around, but we're going now outbound 13 miles, Charlie Sierra. 13 miles. So there's the DME, and then we can start the next turn. I better start descending a little quicker. Yes, let's go down. I forgot everything is going, but I'm quite high here. Not an issue. Have a tissue. No, we can use reversers. So what I can actually do is set 3,000 feet per minute. Just see if the auto throttle with idle thrust can maintain the speed. If not, I might use a little bit of inboard reverser action. I have a beacon outbound, yes. When do you drop the nose? Now. 5 degrees, please, Jim. Clunk. It's struggling to follow this needle in Vorlock. It's waving around a little bit. Waiting for 13 miles. Ooh, come on. I wouldn't be turning like that. Struggling. I think I might just do this manually. Yeah, track heading. It's not doing a great job. Yeah, you can see, look, it was bang on it, but look, it's flown inside. It's meant to be bang on it in Vorlock, but we'll re-intercept manually. Waiting for 13 miles. We can now step down to 3,700 feet. After 13 miles. So 13 miles, 3,700 feet. 12 miles to run, getting ready for the DME arc. And we'll fly 230 knots for now. Push the head, pull the tail, guys. I could do better than the Colimata. 13 miles, 15 mile arc, let's go. Set the final approach course now. 150. Ignore that because it's on heading. 150. Oh, look at the sun effects on the cockpit. Beautiful. And what's the ILS frequency? 1099. Well, technically I need to wait until the 158 radial, but I'll just self-position onto the localizer now. Got too much to do. So 1099. I've got 1 to go. Come on, 1,000 feet per minute. 109. 9. There we are. 109. 9. I've lost the DMER because I've set the localizer and ILS. But I'm going to give myself an intercept heading now. Something like that. We'll self-position. We're above the MSA here, so we can sort of self-position on. So out to quiet for 3,700. There's the glide slope alive, but we in Concorde you've got to level off at the platform altitude first before you can intercept the glide slope. Well, certainly in the Colimata, so I don't mind being a bit below the glides. Right, correct sensing, arming Vorlock. One thing I don't like about Concorde is you don't know what active mode's engaged. I think I've captured the localizer already. Look at the flight rates are lagging. So we're going to level off at 3,700. 3,700 is the first platform, and then you can step down to 3,000, but we'll intercept at 3,700. Yeah, it's definitely Vorlock capture. We're now waiting for glide slope alive, which it is. Pretty much done a CDA. So 3,700 out hold coming up. Beautiful morning. There's out hold. 1 dot on the glide slope. Arming glide. I'll bring the speed back to 210 knots. Glide slope capture. Missed approach altitude. 3,700 feet is set. And we're below 22 tons. Can we just have a yes flight data sim for my fuel planning? I was going to say something else in chat, but it was inappropriate. Can I get out? You know. Fuel on arrival back. Aircraft. There we are. Max standing weight 111. Current gross weight 109.9. Expert fuel planning. Thanks, test sector. Right. Within 10 miles. Yes, flight data sim. Can't teach it. Nope. Give me full droop snoots, Jim. Do not forget to lower the gear. Oh, I can't remember how to get the checklist up. Visor down, master warning panel checked, QNH I've set already. Landing lights as required, gear down and locked. Afterwards it's final and touchdown. Oh no, one thing I forgot to do. Check my landing speed, 190 knots. Ah. Aircraft VREF 162. I'm not going to fly that slow. I've done that before and it didn't work. I'm going to come in at 175 final. 6 miles, dropping the gear. I remembered. I mean, I've never forgotten, but there it goes. Oh yeah. Thanks, Jim. Look at this attitude. This is what Concorde was famous for. 9 degrees nose up. I've got final approach speed now, 180. Thanks, all from 2 reds, 2 whites. Don't screw this up. Good. So I'm just going to play around with the auto throttle because I want to find out when I disconnect if it's around the correct position. So I'm going to probably just temporarily disconnect it. It's about there. Okay. Oh, I've got to put my head up here, otherwise I won't be able to see. Right, wish me luck, guys. This aeroplane is really hard to fly. Right, disconnecting auto throttle. Autopilot's off. My aeroplane. This aeroplane is not easy. 180 knots is fine. Oh, it's so... Ooh, I don't like how it flies in the sim. Minimums continue.
500 feet.
Thanks, Jim.
100.
Okay, 180 knots. Just a bit of thrust off. 2 reds, 2 whites.
300.
It's gonna be hard landing.
200.
There's trees. Keep descending. Keep descending. Oh, look. Oh my God.
100. 50 feet. 40. 20.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Contact.
Oh, acceptable. Right.
Reverse the departure.
Oh no, too early. Gosh, I forgot to meant to lower the nose first before reverses. Ugh. We're down. Manual braking. Runway's ending. Oh no! No, it's alright. Trust me, I'm really happy with that. Oh, that was a really long landing though. There we are, 60 knots. Cancelling reverses. Oh gosh, cancel. There we are. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cairns. And I stayed on the runway, ladies and gentlemen. I stayed on the runway this time. Oh yes. Window open. Flight time west to east of 2 hours 11 minutes. Welcome to Cairns. This aeroplane is not easy to land, and I got an acceptable landing. Yeah, New Sky's gonna roast me for that float. Oh dear. Right, I'll put the visor to 5. Have a listen to this. It's just epic. We're here, we survived. This add-on's really good fun. 20 tons of fuel. Oh, loads of gas. About 50 minutes endurance. Rant, how long does this flight take usually? 4 hours, 10 minutes? Halved it. Oh, yes. It's just epic. It's not the best Concorde, the Colimata, but I think it's certainly got all the main procedures you can follow reasonably accurately. And this is a one-man team, isn't it, I think? Same with the Felis, so, you know, well done to the dev behind this, because I think it does a really good job of replicating the Concorde experience. Certainly the best available. Oh, thanks Explain for the lighting. Right, let's see where we're taxiing in then. We'll get rid of that chart. I'm backtracking on the runway. It's probably incorrect. I'm meant to vacate the taxi, but I logged off of that sim. We'll take the second right here onto Bravo, second left Charlie Delta, then one of the international terminal stands. Perfect. Stick the Union Jack out the window. Yes. This is just stock scenery in ortho. There we are, look. What a beautiful machine. Mach 2 we went today. What's my taxi speed? 44 knots. Here's the exit coming up here. I wonder how hot the brakes are. Can I check the brake temperature? I need to get some new rudder pedals. I want some with some nice brake feel, so I can modulate the brakes. I might treat myself, because I've always had brakes on or off ever since I've been simming. Second left. I think you can shut some engines down whilst taxiing in. I'm not sure. I just want to get myself on stand first. These can come off. Perfect. Called it as yeah, get myself a new rudder pedals. Yeah, because basically I've got the what are these Zytec rudder pedals, and I've had them from the start of this channel, and they're great. They're, you know, 7-8 years old, but the brakes I've disabled because there's no feel on them, so I only use them as rudder pedals. And then I use on my here the right trigger, look, as the brakes, but in X-Plane you can only set that as brakes regular or brakes maximum, which for the Colimata it moves this entire lever to the emergency brake, unfortunately. We'll shut down the outers when we're on the parallel apron delta. Gonna put some taxiing music as well. You can see him on his nose gear. Beautiful. I'm well off my taxi line. Let's go for stand number 6. Yeah, this is the FT sim soundback. Yeah, much better than the defaults. Although I do miss the default engine start sounds. They're really good. But the engine sounds of this are so much better. Stand number 6. There's the guidance. Remember, there's no APU in Concorde, so when you're on stand, I'm concerned about the air bridge. When you're on stand, you've got to get the GPU connected before you start shut the engines down. He's going to disappear under my nose, isn't he? Oh, that air bridge is a bit close. He's been to the gym. Oh. Crush your arm. Yep, there we go. We've made it. Right, quick, get these brakes on. Park. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cairns. Fantastic flight. Actually, hold on, I need to get the ground power connected. Aircraft, lots of ground, GPU available. Let's make sure that's on. Close, perfect. Here we are, let's shut it down. Fantastic. Get my snoot retracted. It's awesome, isn't it? Oh, I think I've just lost hydraulics now because the engines have shut down. The snoot is stuck. What a machine. So, Clive, just got to the top of the descent, so you beat me a long way. Ah, excellent. Did you join in on a conventional aircraft? Nah, you must have taken off a lot earlier. Because that was 2 hours. Trader Vic, got a bounce, good fly. Captain, adieu. Thank you very much for coming in, Trader Vic. Hope you're doing well. And thank you for your membership for such a considerable amount of time. Right. Do some sort of transit shutdown flow, so we'll turn off the anti-collision light, which New Sky has not recognised. Oh, it's the nav lights it recognises. Okay, yes, end flight. I'll see what I got there in a second. The rest is pretty much done. I mean, I basically turned off everything I did, but we're in some sort of... Cause I've turned the engine off. I've got no hydraulic power now, so even though I put this in the up position, yeah, I can't actually move them. You need hydraulics. But yeah, there we are. That's all set. Who wants to see what I scored in New Sky? I don't think I got a very good score. 8.67. Long landing. Alright. 1,000 metres beyond threshold. Alright, fair enough. 777 max accepted. Alright. Average touchdown, minus 0.4. Distance and threshold. What, I got penalised twice for that? Look, 143 feet per minute is a butter. So I got penalised twice for landing long. It was too long. I really had to brake quite hard. But yeah, we had fun. There we are, all shut down now. GPU's even gone off, look. I don't even know why. But we made money. Yeah, look, $8,000. We must have been charging a fortune. Revenue, 94,000. Yeah, we made a profit. Bring Concorde back. Yes. The famous 3,000 foot mark is brilliant. Well, that's it. What do you think about Concorde there, guys? It's great. I will be flying this a lot more. And it hasn't been that long since we last flew it. I flew it probably 3 months ago, so actually it didn't take too long to get back up to the procedures again. But I mean, Concorde's Concorde. Who doesn't love Concorde? So it was great fun to blast across Australia in 2 hours. I was thinking of some flights to do. I think we should take it on VATSIM. I think I could cope just about. The autopilot's a bit iffy. But I did do a flight from Barbados Heathrow. But the thing is now, Heathrow is so busy on VATSIM. I think bringing this aircraft's going to be just carnage on a VATSIM event. But yeah, second penalty was the firm land. It wasn't firm. But yeah, whenever you guys want it, just say in chat on any live stream, can we fly Concorde? Any excuse, and I'll get it back out of the virtual hangar. But yeah, well done Colimata for replicating the Concorde experience very well. It isn't without its quirks. The autopilot's a bit funky, but it gets you there from A to B. Excellent. Right, it's what time here? 11 o'clock at night. I'm going to wrap things up. I'm actually going on to late, which is why I'm doing a slightly later stream today. I've already logged off of VATSIM. But yeah, how much is this plane? I don't know actually, comment up. It's been a while since I purchased it. 60, 70 bucks? I don't know. It's worth it, and it does get updates, albeit not very periodically, but I think they're very active on the X-Plane forums if you have questions about the airline anyway. And I think there's an official Discord server. Anyway, that's that done. Let's have a look at this replay just to see how bad it was from the outside. I don't think it was that bad. Cue the funky replay music. I definitely floated though. Let's have a look here then. Oh, I think that was on the taxi back. Ah! There we are. Let's have a look then. Well, the rudder pedals now work at least on the replay. Oh, I'm going to do a few views of this because it's Concorde. It looks just amazing. Just turn down the music slightly. I mean, what a sight. Crank up the volume. You can't beat it. And the way it behaves in this sim as well. Not sure the trees there in real life. Oh, look at the dust being blown up the engines. So I flared a little bit too high. Oh, I floated, yeah, look. Oh, and then it just sort of went kdunk. And I selected reverse as I landed just outside the touchdown zone. Should have been a go around, really. Oh, it's right now $50. There, that's very reasonably priced. That was a bit of a long landing, guys. I think I deserve to be penalised on that one. I love the dust being blown. Look at the gear down unlocked, guys. Yeah, the snoot's not drooped anymore. I think that's the correct attitude. I think the speed was good. Just landed long. their attitude of this plane was just bonkers. You can't teach it. Bosh. Have a look at Tower's view. Yeah, it's definitely long. Oh, it's a shame the snoot's not drooped. But that attitude is just so high. But that's completely correct. That's why I love the physics of X-Plane. It's actually creating flow as you'd expect it to. You know, the airflow over the wing. Oh, it was almost perfect. It just floated a little bit too high. Yeah, and the reversers apparently only come out after nose gear touchdown. That's just instinct from 13 years on the 7.3. As soon as the main's down, reversers are out. Cool. Right then, I'll put you in this view so you can see the airport, yeah. It's the only wing view I really have. But the noise you'll get is very good. Put it a little bit further until we see the coastline. God, that's loud. I'll turn it up after the replay is finished. There we are. Perfect. Well, there we are. Another Concorde stream complete. Don't know how many sections we've done this wonderful aeroplane, but it's certainly the best replication of Concorde I think currently available in, let's say, a next-gen simulator. I know there's one for P3D, which is very good, but hopefully we'll see further improvements in the Colimata Concorde moving forward. It's always a pleasure to come and fly this aircraft. So well done to Debs. $50 someone said it's available for, which is a really good price. But once again, thank you very much to everyone that participated during today's stream, to those who donated, thanks for your generosity. To all the members, thank you so much for your continued support as well. Also, the regular viewers and subscribers, thank you very much for popping in. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay up to date with the latest content. Enjoy your weekend coming up. I'm back to work this weekend, but I'll try and stream in between work. Anyway, see you all soon. Thank you very much. Bye.